Anyone spamming NASL sound?
Sound issue.
Sound.
Are they trolling us? Are they trolling us?
Sound.
I got error.
Oh, is
Sounds
it back?
I didn't do anything.
Call the sound guy.
Sound guy.
Yeah.
Who's sound guy? Oh, it's okay.
Good start.
Welcome to the Good Show, Season 2, Episode 3. Can't do that. What did you say after I said that?
You guys two actually decided on we doing season.
Yeah, and then you said you did.
Yeah.
Executive decision. That was very
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
And now we're caught up to where we were.
Yeah.
And Apollo shouted, "Fuck's sake, Trance," from upstairs. So, alright then, guys. Yeah, we're back. Semmler's got a haircut.
Yep.
Looks nice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Looks
It's really nice.
ooh. Haircut.
Haircuts.
Like
I know,
it's
man.
like
You're
before
allergic
after
to them. You
picture.
just
I'm
can't
allergic to him.
make
Before
it
and
after.
after.
Where's my mic going?
Have you seen these milk carton ads where in Canada somewhere where they have like ads where you see people before they do crack and after?
Yeah. There's that one.
It's
famous
always
one of the
another
chick.
guy though.
No, it's always the same guy. It's
Same
like,
guy.
Yeah.
They look kind of decent, and then they have like really long hair and stuff, and their teeth are fucked up.
Their face is fucked
Yeah.
up and.
Yeah.
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 James, you feeling alright? You looking a little pale.
Yeah. So, some stuff happened this weekend. League of Legends Season 2 Finals.
Wait. Did you see the jump, by the way?
The jump.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we had Semmler introduce it on our streams to everybody. And then actually I finished an interview just before he jumped and we went and watched it.
Yeah. It was perfect timing.
And Semmler, said it was an inspiration and we should, stuff. I don't know. He said, why? What do you make of it, Hellspawn?
Like, I heard about it last week. I think he was supposed to do jump at that time and
Yeah, I got
cancel
delayed.
it.
Yeah.
I just felt like Red Bull was this cool above everything else, and now they are, at the moon or something like that. At least in space.
You know,
Fucking
I
cool
saw-
brand, the Red Bull.
I
Like,
saw,
so smart. I just wish I knew the numbers they spent for it. I heard like 20 million euro. I don't know if it's sure. If it was 20 million euro, they should do it every week because
Seriously.
that was like so brilliant.
Didn't they
If
like
you do it every
double
week,
the
it's
last
boring.
record for streaming numbers? Like it was like 7.8 million people watching on YouTube.
I saw
More than
7
that.
point.
It was like up
some-
to 8
7.5.
and 9 or something.
God damn.
some really nice, funny comments about it as well. Someone says it's kind of depressing when like an energy drink has got a better space program than your own country.
Yeah.
I
that was a
like,
good
I
one.
like the fake Twitter account for the guy, Felix, where some guy was like, "Holy shit, it's really high up here. It didn't look this high in the photos." And then he was like, "Fuck it, to infinity and beyond." That's a really
I
good
think
tweet.
this Felix guy was really cool. I think the event and the jump was cool, but the hype, the online hype around it, I felt like it was massive. It was something really unique that hasn't really happened before.
Since the 60s, man.
No. But yeah, of course, the moon landing was bigger
You can't compare this to the moon.
with the
Well, of
with the
course
hype.
not. But I mean, since when was the last time we had something this epic? What do you mean? This is something that's this is
No,
something
but
that
I
matters.
think what was interesting, what
It's
it
like a world-changing event.
was interesting
Trans,
with
I'm
it.
sorry there were no explosions or machine guns
Use the
or
microphone, Mike.
Romanians
Yeah,
and
Trans.
Mercedes driving around and shit like that in the movie. But that's something that should be mentioned. It's something important that should definitely be talked about. I'm glad that Hellspawn brings it up. And actually, we can bring it into something that actually matters here as far as marketing is
Change
concerned.
count.
We had a case of Red Bull outside. Everybody was taking Red Bull after the jump.
I drank
They
more
were
Red
all
Bull
like,
this
"Hey,
week
where's
than
the
ever."
case of Red Bull?" Like they all wanted one. So it's like perfect marketing right at work, right there.
No, but I think what was cool with it is that like the moon landing was the big introduction to TV. Everybody gathered around the TV for maybe one of the first times that like this is happening now.
Yeah.
And I think this was the same for live stream. That I think that all the normal people not following esports or anything with the internet in that regard, like okay, you follow shit on internet now on live stream. So I think it was like the beginning of something big with streaming. I think that's how it's gonna see in the future.
What do you think
It's
the
cool.
ROI is like this
Yeah,
Red
that's
Bull
the
event
thing.
compared
Did they
to
run
the
ads? Did they
to the
spam
Seattle
ads?
land for Red Bull?
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, hopefully we're going to see some, articles come up about that, covering numbers, etc.
Yeah.
The next week or so. But I suppose, Trance is probably going to turn the show off if we don't actually start talking about esports in a second here. So, League of Legends Finals, World Finals, the Super Bowl of League of Legends happened last
Trans
weekend.
favorite topic.
I know, let's, since he's being such a bitch about everything, let's actually just jump
Talk
into
in the
that.
microphone.
Yeah.
Because if it's League of Legends or
Hellspawn. Doesn't matter,
Riot, then
Hellspawn.
Trans hates
Hellspawn,
it.
if you're gonna troll, at least troll properly. Otherwise, you're just gonna look bad. We give Riot shit when they do something bad, but they do something good. Of course, we're not gonna talk shit about them. Of course, we're gonna acknowledge what they accomplished. Why do you always assume we're gonna talk shit about
We need
them?
to have the camera. Where's the fucking...
Fuck the
Come on,
camera.
produce
Camera on
the
yourself.
Camera's fucked. But that's my point. It's like Hellspawn already assumed before the show. Oh, what are they gonna say now? As in, what are they gonna talk
You didn't
about?
see his tweet an hour ago?
I don't think
Sorry,
it's
no
only me,
offense,
it's like the rest of the world who should
Well,
sex
then
the show.
it's a wrong impression if that's what you think.
Okay.
But yeah, the finals was one match?
They did one All-Star
Best
game.
of 7?
One All-Star game, and then they did a I think it was best of 5.
Yeah.
So
And
Super versus Taipei.
I heard the stream numbers close to 1 million or over 1 million?
I heard 900k.
900k.
But that's only on the Western traditional medias, I think. Like China and so on.
That was Twitch owned on YouTube.
Yeah, so, and I think that the international, for example, it was everything combined. I think half of it was more or less from China, so I don't know how popular League of Legends is in China,
But
but it's
still-
really massive. For sure, the biggest esports show ever in numbers, and probably the biggest show in the Western world of audience at location, and the biggest prize pool ever also, $2 million. So,
I mean,
what
all
can
in
you
all-
say? It's
all
massive.
in all, like comparing last week's event they had, this was a massive success, I guess, for them.
Yeah. Let's say Ilya had a bad first day or first weekend. He had an awesome second weekend. Still, I think that, of course, how the hell could it happen last week when they had to cancel the third day? That's just still unbelievable. But Riot came back and they really showed that they are the biggest in this industry by a big
What do
margin.
you mean? What do you mean by biggest?
They have the biggest numbers of spectators on location and online. They have the biggest player pool that we already know.
Are
Biggest
they-
prize purse.
They actually
Are they-
announced the players
are they the biggest
this week as
esport?
well. I think they announced 32 million active players a week. Maybe 70 million accounts or something like that.
What? Has that grown so
70
much?
million.
70 million accounts, 32
That's what
million
they
active players.
last time I heard it was like 36 or something.
Yeah, or 32, and then they had about 13 million or 15 million active players, and now you see they have 30 million active players.
32 million actually.
So
That
did
sounds
anybody,
ridiculous
did any of you
almost.
guys
They,
actually watch
they
the
released
event?
those numbers this week.
Ah, that's cool. That's
Did
cool.
any of you guys watch the event?
It was too late or early for me to watch. Like 5 a.m. so I couldn't watch them unfortunately.
I didn't watch that much. I saw though the intro show, and I think like, god damn it, they really nailed it. They had a orchestra, they had a choir, they had laser, they had like really cool intro movie. So I mean that was just epic for me. And then you see when they cut to the, I think it was Riverton and Freak, and then they just came to the crowd, and you see 7 or 10,000 people somewhere in between there, just shouting and screaming. That was fucking massive, to be honest. And it looked awesome.
Yeah, we got a picture of it here on my screen actually. Yeah, this is very reminiscent to me of something else. You can see there. Obviously, in the background, you've got the main screen. You've got the two teams in the finals: Taipei Assassins and Azubu Frost, which actually I think were the team that got fined $30,000. But what is reminiscent for me of this picture? I don't know where this was held, and we've literally just finished running an event, cleaning the house, and all that other stuff. But when I went to CGS, it was in a studio, and this reminds me, like these railings and the seating, of just basically the studio that I was in when they did CGS.
I was gonna say it looks a lot like CGS.
Yeah, it really looks like a lot like CGS, and
But
that
there
was,
are much better pictures, though, I think.
This is the
Oh.
Staples Center though, so it's not a studio.
Oh, it's Staples Center.
Yeah,
Yes.
Staples Center.
They took the Staples Center?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So it's
what's the
massive.
Staples Center?
It's the
That's
biggest
best-
venue in biggest best venue in Los Angeles.
Oh,
like-
okay. Yeah,
like the
it's
Lakers
just
and the
very
Kings
reminiscent of
So this
CGS
is a
layout.
bad
But
picture. I've seen pictures from like.
But I sent you a
far
link.
back.
You can check those pictures if
where's
just Trash
the-
can swap.
is it the link?
Do you have Skype on?
No, that's
Is it the?
I can put it in the document, though.
Put it in
Yeah,
the
put it in the
I
document.
put it on top. No, but oh yeah, it was. Massive to see. And I don't know how they do it. I'm still surprised by all the numbers they still get. I don't know how I can still be following League of Legends and Riot for so long, but it's almost unbelievable when they have about 900,000 concurrent viewers from the Western world. That's beyond insane.
It's
actually.
the biggest casual MOBA game out there, so it's just popular.
Connecting this to last week's discussion as well. Let's not go that way. Connecting this to last week's discussion, I think I saw an interview this week. I think Slasher did it with GameSpot, and he said that some Riot guy, I think it was the VP,
Yeah, it was really.
he said that they're losing money on esports.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Wow, that looks way different. Okay, we're gonna check out this picture. That looks, holy shit, that's crazy.
And I think if you scroll, you can
Look at
get
that.
even more. They have a lot on this site.
Yeah, there you go.
And I mean, everything looks really, really good. I don't know how it was in the venue, of course. I haven't seen any walk around.
Yeah, it does look pretty good.
But I mean, the stage.
That is a real person, right? I'm not just like...
No,
No,
that's,
no,
that's
it's not.
all.
They're the statues, yeah.
Still
It's a
fucking...
replica.
Yeah.
Or something.
I think some of the further down, you have even better pictures actually of the venue. So I mind blowing. Mind blowing is the only thing I can say. And for me also, kind of big surprise that not the Korean team, and especially Super Frost, who has been dominating, didn't win. So
That is crazy.
I heard also that all over, let's see, they were from Taiwan, right? The winners. Yeah. They were all over the news in Taiwan. So like this was a major news in their home country, which is of course always cool to hear when traditional media is covering it. So, and also the players were introduced and they were lifted from below the stage, and then they came up and then was introduced. The only funny thing that I've seen like a mistake was when they were introducing the trophy. The guy doing it actually, they having
I'm on the page now. We can bring it up, Trans, because it's fun. Just looking through stuff.
yeah,
go on.
they have it covered, and when he was uncovering it, he didn't get the blanket off. So it was like a weird moment.
Yeah. Was it better than the winner's ceremony for Aces RG?
Oh, I didn't see the prize ceremony. It was like
What
when
the
they introduced in the introduction show.
Some piece of shit upstairs is on my Twitter right now. Yeah, it's probably Adam BC or fucking Leopard.
Yeah, it looks like a really... I mean, this is kind of what you would expect from them to be able to
look
do
at the
this with
pictures.
the budget.
Crazy. It's insane.
But I do think Riot are losing money on esports, the ROI.
Yeah, it's
But I also think that in many ways they want to look like the biggest for tactical reasons.
And they
with
do
other-
look like the biggest as well.
Huh?
I mean, they do look like the biggest. There's
They are.
There's no comparison. Yeah, there's no comparison.
But they want to look like
They cannot dwarf.
they want to look
Star.
like they want to look bigger than esports is in so many ways.
Yeah, I know.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
Kind of
that
like-
I do agree with.
Yeah, and I also think that comes down to it's a little bit of business tactic. It's making a lot of fuss to make your brand, but in many ways, this success has grown.
It's a lot like MLG is
esports
trying to do as well.
in a decent way this time, because the amount of attention that it gets, if it got like Taiwanese and all that stuff, admittedly it's like 90% Riot and League of Legends, but it still has a decent knock-on effect.
But
Yeah.
yes, of course, it
But-
grows esports to some extent. But let's just say that this doesn't work out with the esport part. It costs too much. It don't sell enough. Just if you have that idea, I think it to a big extent can damage esports in the same way that CGS did. I mean, when big
you know my
things doesn't
opinion on
turn
it,
out
dude.
good, then and it hasn't built a broad what's it called fundamental or for everybody.
Foundation.
Yeah, a big foundation for the whole esports. I mean, this doesn't help Street Fighter or StarCraft 2 or Quake or anything like this. This helps League of Legends and esport lovers of these kind of games. I think that if Riot will go down, then yeah, I mean that will of course
But
hurt.
you know the problem that they're going to have, and it may not be a problem, but when you do it this big, next season has to be as big,
Or better.
or mainly
Or
better.
different in a way.
And that's something that they are going to have to obviously get through the budgets, and if they come out and it's not as good and not as big, people will see it as a weaker brand in terms of its.
Well, I mean, yeah.
No,
It's a
no,
bit-
really.
It's the same property as Hellscott. They look stale, I guess, because they're not.
Well, Riot
Yeah,
are basically
growing.
putting all this focus on their game being an esport. That, like, the success of this is so much, not only because of the main stage, it's quite well designed. Like, they only have one game, so everyone's tuning in for the big game, right? And that's easy for people to tune into and follow. But everything they've done over the whole year, like IEM, all these other stops, this has really drawn people's attention to these kind of tournaments. Like Valve and their Dota 2 tournament was a one-off, and it's kind of out of nowhere in many ways.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, hey, we're here, and now we'll see you next year. So, yeah, I still just have concerns, and I know the Riot people watch the show because I have spies.
Also, like
we'll
you
see.
said, Newman.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
About
I don't think they need to actually do it a lot bigger next year.
It doesn't have to be bigger; it just has to be as good.
Yeah.
But we already know that they're going to do like their own stadium and
Stadium as well.
I think so. Yeah, I think they were
But isn't
planning
that
to
like
build a.
Americans calling stadium? Can't that be like a TV studio, more or less?
Could be. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they call stadium, right?
Yeah, it could. As far as I know, there's plans obviously to kind of integrate the pro gamers into Riot's championships
Which
for
I think
next
is
season.
really smart in a lot of extents. I mean, what I felt was lacking in season 2 was maybe they hadn't really thought out the format to me. Like it wasn't promoting all the steps all the way. More or less, they threw out $5 million, and then you didn't hear anything for a long while, and you started to wonder where are all these $5 million. And in the end, I haven't counted through all the money. Normally, that's what I do because Nassel they just disappeared $100,000. That's just how things turn out. But I think it's cool still that they managed to get it in the end. Although, I mean, that drawing of one team not going to the final part, like they just had to do a coin flip, those things they can't have in season 3, obviously. They really need a perfect format for it. A much better format.
Yeah.
But I think they will, of course. If they have the time. They must be really busy getting everything done.
Well, yeah. Who did the production for this? Is it in-house?
No one knows.
I don't
Okay.
know. I assume it was the same guys.
That size of a production, I don't think it can be in-house. You need some production
I'd be
company.
surprised, but
At least one.
okay.
It's too big for that.
So that finished. So we'll see what happens with all the teams, with Riot, and with League of Legends as time goes on.
Why is everyone laughing?
Scrooge, you're such a piece of shit.
I love that tweet, man. So good.
All right. So let's move on. Well done for putting on a good finals, though.
Yeah, it was really
It's
good
worth
event.
saying.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't change my opinion.
I mean, I spoke to
Strong-arming.
Obi, who was actually at the event, and he said it was the best event ever.
Yeah, I think it.
I heard it took care of media also. Really, really good. A lot of press were praising them.
And I mean, they're getting the mainstream press.
they-
They're getting all the big tech sites. They're getting all of that stuff. So it's really good.
That can only help, and also, but one thing that you can't forget is that they actually have the best in-game client as far as viewing your stream, because it pops up. That's the first thing you see when you get in the game is, hey, there's a big match that's being streamed right now. And I just found an article stating that they have, on average, 3 million concurrent players in peak hours. So if you have 3 million people who are logging in who
Yeah,
are
that's
seeing
true.
that screen, it shouldn't come as a big surprise that you're going to get those numbers, and one would hope.
That's only in
So-
the waiting screen, though, I think. So if you log in, it actually disappears.
If you I thought it was if you logged in, that was the first thing. I mean, I haven't seen this shit in a long time, but
I didn't know
if
it,
you,
so it's hard to speculate, but yeah.
well, I mean, they have the best way to watch their tournaments
Yeah,
in game.
I
that
mean,
much
yeah.
is certain, and so
Yeah,
hopefully,
I
you
mean,
would see
it's a
reflection of
good
that.
thing. More developers should look at stuff like that. Definitely.
All right, well, StarCraft 2, to bring up StarCraft 2 real quick, they had their WCS tournament happening, and there was an addition in the game where they had a bar that showed up in the game where you could say, hey, this is happening right now, watch it now, and you could click on that, but it would open an external browser.
Yeah.
So that's an extra step between, your player actually, just getting to watch the the game live in game,
Yeah.
or having to, open a browser. So, but it's still the right step in the right direction, and you see
Yeah,
that
definitely.
Blizzard are already trying to adapt.
Okay, so next on the news is Paul Chandler, Red Eye, has now joined ESL to go full-time into esports.
Really cool.
He's going to be head of content and media. I didn't actually ask if he was being relocated and going to work.
Yeah, he's
in Cologne.
moving to Cologne.
And he's also got daughters, right? So
That was
I'm
the
not
thing.
sure they're living with him though. So, but
that is
yeah.
top 4, I think. And so we're, well, you know, just saying. And so I'm not actually sure. Is this the how many times has Red Eye gone into esports full time?
Second time, I guess. First time was with Heaven Media, I think.
Heaven Media,
Yeah.
yeah. What was he doing for Heaven Media?
Content and media. I think similar like role.
Yeah. So
I think
yeah.
he'll be working with ESL TV now. I think so.
Yeah, so it's really good that someone like Red Eye gets to join esports full time.
Yeah.
He's really old, as
It's
you can
a-
see when he's on camera, and ESL actually.
I think
I don't think Red Eye is a great fit for like ESL.
I think he might be. I think he might be a really good addition to the team. He's gonna bring a lot more like international. What do you say? International experience to it, basically. ESL TV has always been very German.
Yes,
They
of
need
course.
like a front man that can work on a like international basis. I think that's really important. And I think they lost a lot of that when you left.
Yeah.
And when,
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the like on camera stuff I can see Red Eye doing for ESL. Counter Strike Go. Sorry.
I don't think he'll do that much on camera things, to be
Yeah,
honest.
well, but like in terms of like, if you're looking for a face going forward in terms of international, you're saying like me, it's just like, okay, sure, he's probably doing a lot of other work.
I don't think they need a face. They need a front man that can basically run the organization and get more talent and I don't know, have an international perspective on things.
I think
not like-
Neok was always on the ball in terms of knowing what was available. It's normally finances that make your decisions. It's like if you could hire 10 commentators now for ESL TV and you had shows for them and things to sell, then sure, do it. But even back when they were hiring for StarCraft 2, they had a choice between this guy, that guy, and this guy. They couldn't have all of them. That's why Apollo, came to me eventually and got a job because they gave the job to Rotterdam. I think that he's a great addition, but I find it not the most comfortable fit. Apparently someone's breathing into their mic. It could be me.
No, it's Hellspawn.
But
Hopefully people are breathing.
the Hellspawn.
It was me last time, but I tried to adjust it. I don't know, like
I'm actually breathing less now. I'm like trying to be really careful
But
about
it's
how I'm
just like-
breathing.
I need air to survive, and like, maybe that soundboard
Air
should
is
do
necessary.
something. I don't know.
But I will be very interested to see Red Eye's impact on anything ESL branded, because ESL brand, in my opinion, has very much just kind of stayed where it was.
Yeah.
And hopefully Red Eye is going to be a good fit.
Yeah.
Change some stuff up, get some new stuff going in that company, and kind of, you've got such great people over there like Joe Miller. There's so much potential that you can work with, and Red Eye really does know his shit when it comes down to work and also on camera stuff. So
Not only that, he's coming with years of experience in social media as well now too.
Yeah.
So they did describe that in the article, saying that he was coming in to fill that role as well. Help them with new angles as far as social media sites and setting up perhaps a new brand image.
Yeah.
So I mean,
To me, just it feels like ESL was so ahead in the curve when they had ESL TV. Like I watched the German shows, especially with Warcraft 3 and some other games, and then when with James and Matt and Joe came on, that was my favorite show to watch for sure, because it was something else and it was good. It looked good. It was always working, always stable, always scheduled. Everything was really nice, and I think that was also something that was really good for Inter Extreme Masters, because and also of course EPS. But afterwards, I haven't paid so much attention, and I feel like what ESL TV are now, they haven't developed that much since before.
the biggest
and everybody else has built their own studio, so I cannot say so much when I watch NASL or MLG or anything. Like, okay, this is so much worse or so much better than ESL TV. To me, it more or less looks the same. So
I think you were kind of left behind or missed the train when Twitch and own launched, basically.
Well, no, they got.
no, they were
there.
really ahead of the
Yeah.
curve. They
got on there
had
first.
Octoshape for a long time for sure,
yeah.
but they
Stuck in
swapped
their
to
own
own 3D like kind of early,
Yeah, and then
to Twitch TV.
yeah.
So no, I don't really.
I don't think you can ever fault ESL's like production and
No.
work, because they really do. They get everything done. The thing that I can only look for improvement with ESL is in terms of vision, where the industry is going, creativity, and all the kind of creative things that kind of push the entertainment side forward. And no offense to Carmack, but like he's.
I love when you begin a sentence with no offense to anyone.
Well, whenever I say no offense, I always mean offense. But Carmack is very much, to me, someone that could point at things that were right and wrong very well. He was a very good analyst. But all he could really do was put the things that were right into a place and make it happen, rather than kind of invent new things and new ways to make it like bigger and better. And as I said with Red Eye, I'll be interested to see if he can take any part of ESL and just kind of facelift it. Just because it's like you don't know what like Carmack works bloody hard to make Into the Extreme Masters run, and it's quite hard to give that a facelift because there's probably no money to give it a facelift. He probably does have all these ideas that he wants to implement, but hasn't been able to, maybe, you know. And so I'd be interested to see how Red Eye is, and if they've got the money to employ somebody full time, and Red Eye certainly isn't going to be cheap. I really hope they've got the resources to support new stuff that he wants to be able to do.
Yeah.
Because you can't just slot a new employee like that into the system and be like, there you go, you're Joe Miller 2.0. Oh, and you're going to do some work over here. Because then it's just waste, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. I think we'll see what happens. I think it's probably good for both parts.
I think it's a really smart pickup, and they do really need to have more presence. I've seen that they are doing more, like they released some trailer before Gamescom, and they have done more tweeting and Facebooking overall into Extreme Masters. But I would say maybe the rest of ESL has fallen behind, and I think like if I want to check Shootmania tournament or anything like that, I would rather go to IPL, because I know that they bring a lot of different shows all the time and content, which ESL did in the past. But I very rarely visit ESL TV.
I've probably never watched a ESL show for 2 years apart from the Into the Extreme Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Like not a whole show. I probably come in and come out when they did some stuff with the Rotterdam University and
the Red Bull Academy. I thought was still kind of something cool with it, although I didn't really totally get it. But
yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Red Eye are going to be joining ESL for head of content and media. So congratulations to Paul. It's great to see you in esports full time, and we'll see what you're able to do. So we're going to go back to League of Legends now. Why the hell not? We should just mention that there was an article on GameSpot with the VP of Esports done by Slasher, and basically just said they won't develop LAN mode for home use, and that's fair. It's just how the business model works of making a game. If you give the access to play the whole thing over a LAN, you'll end up losing money, and you won't be able to track how many people are using your product.
You cannot support it in the same kind of way as you can on an online platform.
So it's not really a big deal, but we've got it in here as well.
But they're gonna have it for tournaments, so that's really cool. If everybody could add that.
I bet you they cranked it out in the week between the first week with the gigantic fuck up, and then for the grand finals they probably had every person in Riot working on it just to get it out and ready in time.
The developer thing is probably not that hard either. Just change the IP where it connects and change the server.
I actually think it's much harder. I mean, when you're having a LAN server Quake, more or less you create another server, copy everything more or less. That's as I understand it. Yeah. I would say if you're gonna have StarCraft 2 on LAN, you need to have a new BattleNet that is just offline version. Well, I guess it's kind of advanced because they have optimized it so much.
Blizzard actually had LAN a long time ago. You know that, right? At WSVG events, Blizzard had a server box at the venue.
For StarCraft 2?
No, for World of Warcraft.
Yes.
Yeah, and what they had to do is Blizzard representatives had to be there, and they always had to have someone buy that server box.
Yes.
So it was no one could still a whole server. But the point is Blizzard have done it before. I'm a little bit disappointed still that Blizzard haven't done it with StarCraft 2, especially just for some major tournaments. It's
unexcusable.
You just don't know how the finals, the WCS, are going to happen in China. The last time I went to a Chinese tournament and I played a Blizzard title, I played on 600 ping because the venue couldn't handle it.
I think we're coming to it with the WCS Asia regionals.
Oh.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of your League of Legends, Joe, sorry, but we just read your tweet. I'll make sure to check it out as soon as Dota 2 becomes shit and casual. So it's good that Riot are going to be doing that. It's smart. It saves problems at events. It should be industry standard. Really, there's no reason you should want to go to a venue and go, how good's our internet connection and routing to the servers? You should bring people, you should have them on site, and you should look after it. Twitch TV, they do the best they can. Obviously, their servers are out there, but they bring engineers basically to some of the events, and just to make sure that everything on the event is working the best it can. And when I see Blizzard go to like StarCraft events, I see the esport management team, and of course there are going to be people available on phone, but it is nice to have that LAN presence and someone on site, and I think Riot, that's a good decision.
Especially if you're running the tournament yourself. Especially if you're the one running the tournament, then you should have it.
Absolutely.
But also I would say that I don't think that LAN support is as needed in StarCraft 2 as it is in, for example, Dota, World of Warcraft or League of Legends, because in those free games you still need like a tournament realm or something like that, because you cannot go with the live because of different accounts or gear or anything like that. So still you need from the developer to do a lot of big effort into make someone run a LAN tournament if you're gonna have it on the highest level. So why not just create LAN mode from the beginning then? StarCraft 2, I mean, it's the same.
StarCraft 2 just needs like reconnection or something.
Even Sunlock Studios for Bloodline Champions did LAN.
Damn straight we did.
Okay, so let's move on.
What?
What are we going to now?
Next one.
Next one.
This is really funny. Put this in.
Next.
Put this in.
What is this?
I don't know, man.
I don't even know what's happening
I
here.
want to broaden our content
That was
a bit.
all right. No, Newman, go ahead. This is your topic.
Boring
So.
Dota and LoL and StarCraft.
No,
Oh,
yeah, I
you're bored?
agree with you.
Okay,
So
we're
go ahead.
bored of MOBA.
Go
Where
ahead.
are we going now?
but
Tell me more.
The reason
So
I put
tell us
this
more.
in
Was
is-
this on console or was this on
Yeah,
PC?
it's a console.
It was a
thing.
console. Okay.
So basically, in Call of Duty for console, it's the biggest console esports, I guess. Now in Halo is being dead.
After fighting.
Well, not in numbers. I don't know. Is fighting that much bigger? Maybe
Of
Revo,
course.
I don't know.
Well, in
Did you
streaming and
remember- did you
esports
remember
maybe,
the-
but in terms of actually people playing the game,
How much?
I don't know.
This is-
games have like what, 100k almost?
It,
Well, that's
it doesn't
fucking
matter.
Evo,
It doesn't matter.
go on then.
And anyway, this team called Optic Gaming won the big US or big world finals last year for Call of Duty.
How much they win?
Wasn't that $1 million as well? Something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a massive tournament. Anyway, they played a tournament this week, and TCM Gaming beat them basically. I think they beat 3 American teams in a row.
Yay! TCM!
It's just a big thing.
English team, like are the lineup also
Who are
English?
they? Who am I clapping?
I'm not sure. I think they're all English.
But actually, I don't.
it's just a big thing. It's the last big tournament for Modern Warfare before Black Ops, and then this European team that basically beats 3 US teams in a row. And the US teams have always been like this massive favorites. It's like I don't know. It's like a North American player beating 3 Koreans and winning MLG.
Yeah.
That's the size of it in the console community.
To add to that, I think they were streaming on Twitch TV, and they had good numbers. When I saw it, they had 7.5 thousand. No, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they had even more for the final. So I would say that the Modern Warfare 3, who normally, Call of Duty is normally big on YouTube and not on like Twitch or on own 3D. They had really good numbers. Did you see the final numbers? Like on the
I think they
final?
reached 10K.
Yeah, 10K. So that's about a mid to high kind of tournament. Maybe something produced
So
this
I think-
weekend also
yeah,
here.
I think we should at least mention it. I mean, looking at games like Quake that maybe get 5K. If you're lucky.
Yeah.
console is growing as well.
And to me also, when I watched in Valencia, I mean, Modern Warfare 3 was the biggest tournament at Valencia. It was so much crowd, there was so much people, and I mean, Black Ops 2 seems to become a really good esport title compared to Modern Warfare 3. So
Yeah,
I think they
fucking
might
love
have a good
casual games.
they might have a good future.
Yeah, this show, man.
At least they're mentioning esports a lot
fucking
in the
turned
marketing.
into-
It's turning into a buzzword. So next week we'll talk about Black Ops.
How's
and League
World
of
of fucking
Legends.
Tanks doing, guys? How's that bad boy coming along? Any new
Did you add
tactics
any-
come out on the scene this week?
Did
No,
you
no,
add
no,
any
they put out
topics
any
to
new
this
tanks
week's
that you can
stock
buy.
How are
games?
people specking their tanks these days in World of
I
Tanks?
think it's one of the biggest games.
World of Tanks, yeah. Fuck. We'll be adding a couple of new sites for next week.
But I heard what it's called. World of Airplanes is gonna be more esport-ish, like.
I'm preparing
Also-
to play these games. I just need to kill a few brain cells. 1 second, guys. I'll be ready in a minute.
I heard you're going pro in War of Roses though.
Let me just warm up. Do we use a keyboard for World of Tanks, or do we get a joystick?
I think it's mind control. It's advanced.
It's actually a Kinect.
Right, what's next on the fucking topic?
Your favorite game. Produced by your favorite company.
Better be fucking something good.
It's Valve fanboy, Mr. Too Good.
Alright.
Actually, Kinect esports would be kind of funny.
Yeah. I can totally see it work out on camera.
Don't!
Like Street Fighter Kinect or something like that. It like. No.
Alright, this is
There'd be,
fucking...
there'd be some fit gamers, man. There's a lot of
Yeah.
jumping and shit in
Yeah.
Connect. Yeah?
Really cool. Like this
So-
rafting games and stuff.
It's like Guitar Hero or something like that.
My,
Like WSD.
my head's a bit red.
Yeah. You alright there, bud?
It was so intense you even got punished.
You want
So-
to go ahead and make the big announcement
Yeah,
that
sure.
everybody's been waiting on?
Well, it's
Ooh,
not
big
really a
announcement.
big announcement. We're just really stupid people at the Good Studio.
Yeah.
So
You haven't figured that out
basically,
yet.
in Dota 2, mouse sports aren't mouse sports anymore. They are going to be leaving or have left. Unfortunately, because not all of them were going to stay, and they qualified for Star Ladder, mouse sports were like, look, we're sorry, but since you're not going to be a team after the event, you know, it's not really in our interest to send you. And not all of them had even signed contracts, so no bad for mouse sports. I was contacted by Paisley asking if we could help mouse sports go to Star Ladder. I don't know if I was drunk or what, but I said yes, and then a couple of minutes later, Trant spent about $2,000 on my card booking flights for the whole Mouse Points team. So Mouse Sports, ex-Mouse Sports are going to Star Ladder under our budget, and then
Is
we need to.
Manager Games coming along?
We
to-
need no. I can't even go. I don't care how they do, but we just need to find a name for them. We're thinking either we had
got
the
it,
Good
man.
Studio B team. I wanted Charity Case. Toby-Wan Kenobi wanted Bear Slayers, which would be BS for short.
DSR special. I think you should go with DSR special.
So yeah, we're helping Mouse Sports get to an event that they qualified for. So yeah, that's great for them.
Victor Cats is good also.
Huh?
Victory
Yeah.
Cats.
So yeah, we're just doing something nice, one-off. But they aren't. They aren't. What's it called? Signed with us by any means. So if any team out there are looking for talking to them, you're more than welcome.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but which lineup do they have now? Have like anyone left from what they had at
I
the
thought
international?
1337 is left, but they've got
14,
Sing Sing, Bambo, Kurokai.
Is Black still playing?
Yes, it's
Black.
Black, Sing Sing, Bamboo,
You need a mic, buddy.
Kuroki, and Alex. A friend.
Microphone, then the world
Yeah.
can hear you
Yeah.
also.
Okay, so we have Sing Sing, Bambo, of course, Black, Kurokai, and Alex.
Which is a friend. He's played with them all season.
Not
Okay.
just baiters.
Because I saw that Black qualified for 4 Open with another team, I think.
Yeah, well, who knows what's going to happen. But as we all know, within Dota 2, everything is reforming. And the next story then that we can talk about, if I can go to LGD Trans, a team that is looking to reform are some of the members, of course, from CLG EU, which is, we can just mention one of them, which is PyCat, but the other members joining 1437, Brax, God, and Misery. They will be now representing LGD International. LGD were the team that came second place at the International. And what's interesting about this team is actually they're going to be moving to China to practice. And I think that I know that PyCat and 1437 are just two pretty amazing players, both in their positions. So that should be interesting to see how much of a difference over a time it will make for this team. Kind of doing the StarCraft thing, go training in Korea, etc., and doing the Dota thing, which is go train in China. So we'll see how that works out for him. But LGD had great results, and I think this could be a nice step forward for some of the European professionals.
I mean, this is also proof of maybe Dota 2 getting bigger in China, of course, because they're signing a Dota 2 team from the Western world and flying them to China to compete.
But you also know what's interesting is, can I ask the question? Sorry to interrupt you, as I normally do. CLG EU, are they going to have a Dota team?
No, I agree. It's really interesting, actually.
Hello, Riot.
You mean they got kicked?
No, that. But yeah, until we know, we can't.
What is interesting to me about this whole story is normally we notice Eastern teams, right? Or Western teams trying
picking
to get
up Eastern players. Yeah.
Now we have the opposite into the world of Dota.
Yeah, because the Dota 2 teams in China are fucking wealthy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was to say. They are in a position where they can actually afford something like that, which is really interesting. Yeah.
One thing is that
it's an interesting decision though from a business point of view, because I mean, how are they going to exploit the team? They don't have a Western management that I know of. It's going to be really hard, basically, getting an ROI on the money.
If they play in the Chinese Dota 2 tournaments and TV shows and promoting them, here is the Western. They have this star player PyCat and so on and so forth. I think they could be really good way to promote their team. Instead of just getting another Chinese team that wouldn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to mention about PyCat, he is going to become so fucking famous.
Yeah, of course. He's brilliant.
As soon as he goes out to China and he starts doing, if they can get like media tours with him and all that kind of stuff, and he's going to perform well in their leagues, and it depends on the Chinese Dota like kind of esport infrastructure in terms of how many tournaments and LAN presences they have within their own region. But he is going to become a massive star potentially from this move. I think it's brilliant for him. Yeah. And 1437 will just finally get laid, which is great too.
I was wondering where the angle was. That was all too positive. I was like, this is very bread and butter, James.
Let's talk about. You can find more news about that, by the way, if you want to find out about the. They did link to it on joindota.com, so you can go there and check that out. Yes. That was
one thing though, with the Dota 2 scene that I'm like really thinking is funny is that everybody knows what is going on within the scenes, like all the players, more or less everyone in the staff, in the crew of the big sites and so on and so forth, but no one is spoiling it. Everybody is like, okay, don't say anything until it's official. If you compare it, for example, to other scenes, for example StarCraft 2, where everybody's hunting these news items, I think that this is going to change a lot, and I wish that, for example, Rakaka were doing more stuff with Dota 2 about these things, because they're so easy to break. You just say this player is going to this team, blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth.
But I think there's quite a big difference in terms of if you go to the Reddit Dota and you go to Reddit StarCraft, it's very much red carpet over on StarCraft, which is fun. I like it. I go there because it's fun stories and there's fluff and stuff. But like Reddit Dota is actually people talking about the game a lot more. Yeah. And I do actually think the majority of the people that like Dota 2 still play Dota 2 because it's that, it's easier to kind of pick up and play. And I think that the people that like StarCraft 2 more or less watch a lot of StarCraft 2. And it's just very different. Okay, so there was also a mention in the Dota 2 segment that StarLadder won't invite US teams anymore, according to Vlad, because EG and Quantic didn't come.
Good decision.
Good decision. There's nothing more to say on that.
I think it's really stupid though to ban or not invite US teams.
Yeah, that's
Maybe-
a bit
maybe-
Does it ban EG in Quali maybe? Maybe,
Yes.
not Quali,
Maybe it's a
but
limited ban on
This
them
is the second
because
time EG is not coming. Maybe
exactly.
Quali should
We
get a
talked about
second
this.
chance.
Did we talk about this last week or the week
Yes,
before
we
that?
did.
Well, point being, they obviously can't be relied upon. So why the hell would you give them an
Yeah.
invite?
Well, it's just a. I don't think Dota 2 has the financial support within all the teams yet, because
No.
the size of the international is huge. But the problem is everyone gets a free invite, a free flight, and a free hotel, and everything.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
all paid for.
outside of that, the teams are like, oh, we got to send to all these different places, and so sometimes I feel the teams will sign because of the international.
Yeah.
And not necessarily with the contracts decide where and what you're doing, because no one knows that StarLadder was going to come out this year. You know, I'm sure they didn't communicate it to like Quantic and EG and stuff. And so when they had their teams, and you know, it's easy to compete online with Dota 2 because everyone does it, and then the reality of getting that team over to the event might not be in the interests of EG and Quantic financially. But you can actually find out, this was actually linked on teamliquid.net in one of the forum posts, and there's a source that takes you to a YouTube video where Vlad would have spoke about it. But I do think that StarLadder were quite ambitious to do an international, to go, we're international, boom. Because the prize money was like, okay, it's
a
not
fraction.
huge, it's big, but it's not huge. And when you know that prize money in a 1v1 game for StarCraft is great, but in Dota 2 it's like, because it's five times the amount of money to get the team over. So I think they could have just done a much more European and you know, Eastern Europe kind of
Man,
tournament.
it's like, I mean, there's no question. EG and Quantic was. I mean, there's no point going to a StarLadder from the US.
Yeah.
It's too expensive, and the ROI is good enough.
well,
Basically.
You have to. It's not just the ROI on prize money; it's the ROI on the exposure that you're going to get.
Yes, exactly. And
And-
I think that for me, just first of all, StarLadder has succeeded better than I thought. When they came along from the beginning, I was really skeptical, like, oh shit, this ain't gonna work. But they had done really good. I think that for the Dota 2 teams, I mean, it's really, really cheap to have a Dota 2 team at this point, because it's the international, maybe one or two more events that you send your players
It's going to
over
change.
here. But I think that if we had maybe of the ESWC, the StarLadder, the DreamHack, those kind of tournaments over the year, I think it would make more sense to actually have a Dota 2 team that is sent to all the events, because then you can market yourself. At the moment, it's just like, okay, once a year we can get tons of exposure for a team, international. The rest is get no exposure. Doesn't make any sense to give them a salary and fly them around all the world.
Yeah.
So I think yes, we need more competition.
There's a lot of development and growing that needs to happen within Dota 2 outside of not even the international, but it's outside of you know, it's within the teams, the promotions, the interviews that they do, and how much exposure that they really bring. So it's quite very underdeveloped for the size of the game.
And
really.
streaming hasn't really picked up, I would say, for the StarCraft for the Dota 2 players yet. I mean, at this point, I would expect bigger numbers. Of course, I think that when then the stream says, like, I saw 9,000 last time. I think something like that. But overall, it's less content Dota 2 than StarCraft 2.
Yeah. I also think one of the best things about StarCraft 2 when it comes to streaming is when the guy plays a game, that's what he's going to be playing when he goes to a tournament, because it's 1v1 and it's him versus. When you watch like Wagamama, even though he's got like 2,000 now, sometimes he's a scrimming, sometimes he's just playing stupid things by himself, and then eventually he goes into that tournament game. So the connection between practice and what you actually are going to see, and your connection to where he's going to place in the tournament isn't really apparent when you just watch. And so people like Sing Sing obviously become much more popular because it's more of an entertainment stream rather than it's like showing your builds and tactics, etc. Okay, so we can move into some StarCraft 2 now.
Yes.
The first thing in StarCraft 2 happened just this weekend was the Asus ROG The Good Invitational was held in this very home studio place. It was $10,000 in prize money, 8-player invitational. You guys probably saw it, right? European only invite, and everyone got prize money. First place was $4,000, which went to Forzane from EG, and also representing Sweden, that beat Elfie in the finals 3-2, who was representing Asus ROG. And people are writing in chat. Are they fighting in chat? Okay, they're fighting in the document. Hellspawn and...
What? I'm fighting, man.
Oh, you're just writing stuff. Yeah, so
This is
the
the form
event...
of chat.
The event was probably the cheapest event in the whole world. The whole event cost $17,000, and it was including prize money.
Really?
Yeah. Which means, you know, it was a knock-on. It was an additional event because we saved ASUS money on their summer event. So they said we can do something else if you want, and we were like, cool. And they said, do you want to do something else? And we were like, yeah, cool. And they were like, cool. And then we were like, cool. And then we did it. And yeah, so it was pretty low key with a bit of downtime just because we were lazy. We just decided like, okay, we'll get 20 minutes between some of the important games so we can actually eat some food.
Exactly. Because eating is not something that should happen at all, you know, like getting something to drink or...
And but overall, people seemed to like it, and it was an easy event for us to run. We didn't actually try that hard. I didn't do any work. Played XCOM.
I was like, has he lent his account to someone, or is he playing? Because I saw you on camera, and then 1 second later, James comes online, XCOM playing. I was like, what? I think that was for the intro show also, like when everything was started up. I was like, because I always like to see the first 5-15 minutes of all kind of events, because it's always a lot of fun. And then exactly when it was like the intro part was done, XCOM arrives with 2 good. I was like, what?
He didn't move from the fucking chair all day, man. That's what he did.
Is that good?
I didn't watch a single game of StarCraft the whole first day.
Yeah, nice.
That's how it is to run events, but normally you have to work and not play games.
I was really bored. I was kind of like, and then I was like, I wonder how easy it is to run a StarCraft event. And then I was like, oh god, it's so fucking easy.
Then you get
and then I was like, I wonder if I can interview the players without even watching any of the games. And then I was like, yeah, that's easy too. The trouble is, unless I need to be challenged. Like I get very bored when I know I can do stuff. And I did some good interviews, so people say. You know, I just wanted to talk to them, like, you know, how are you doing, kind of thing. I don't think, like, I wanted to introduce the players in interviews each on the first day, just to kind of get their personality out there, show people what they are outside of StarCraft games, as well as, you know, here at the tournament, so people could follow them on day 2, and then on day 2 I'll talk about their matches and stuff, which is more relevant. I didn't, like, because it was so low budget and we were really happy still to do it with ASUS, I didn't want to design anything next gen in terms of entertainment, so I just decided, okay, we'll just see if we can do a easy tournament, and it went fine. We had about 24,000 peak, which was okay.
For the peak? For the 2?
24.
24?
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, we hit 24 peak. What did we get for summer? 40?
Yeah, I think
45?
summer was like 40 something, but we had like really good length of viewing time in summer just because of In Control and being crazy. Maybe a little bit me, but Zoe was also there. You didn't want to miss that. She's hot.
No, but what was the highlight of the event? Because I didn't get to follow everything. I watched the parts that I had time for.
Well, Kaz got promoted to captain on like my 6th or so mission, but then unfortunately I sent him in, and then I did run and gun, and he killed an alien, and then he died afterwards.
Run and gun is not good.
Oh, it's pretty good, yeah.
Pretty good.
Just cast, man, that micro.
It was a turn-based strategy game, but it still felt faster than some of the League of Legends matches I've watched. Maybe the next biggest esport.
Yeah, I think so.
Nothing more to say about the tournament?
For me, the highlight was all the picture of you, James, on Reddit, like when you're holding your nipples and everything like that. That was kind of hilarious.
Found the Jeff gif.
I guess people were at least entertained.
Nah, it was good. It was good. It was a lot of fun to do.
What was the highlight, Semmler?
The highlight?
Yeah.
The highlight for me was TLO. The TLO games on day 1.
He came second or
he was third, fourth.
He came third, fourth, but on the first game he proved everybody wrong. He went 3-0 in his group.
Yeah.
But he had some fucking insane games.
Basically,
like awesome play.
TLO has this mind where it feels like he's always trying to do something creative, but he doesn't necessarily get to execute it. And now he actually has worked out ways to kind of execute some of his creative tactics again. against opponents that have, really good builds in terms of like they don't expect to lose to something that creative. And so it was really refreshing to see TLO turn up great. And so the highlight was definitely TLO's how he played, but I also think it was really nice just to see Forzane be able to just take down everybody. And that was really good. And also Niten's really funny, and we had some interviews with him. So to me, the tournament was just focused on solely make sure the players enjoy it, have a good time, and they did. They said it was nice, at least to us off camera. And the people at home got to watch something StarCrafty on a weekend where there wasn't StarCraft. So that's about all you can get out of it, really.
And the cheese is
and
still
Asus made very good products.
And the cheese is still strong within Alpha, I guess.
The cheese? What do you mean the cheese?
He didn't cheese a lot?
No,
and to all the people saying that he should never have cannon rushed TLO, that is the best response to that. TLO was greedy as fuck. We don't know why the fuck he did it, but going 15 hatch twice against Elfie? It still hurts my brain. He went 15 hatch, and then of course he's gonna get cannon rush, and Elfie didn't fuck it up. It was the proper punishment. It was exactly right. So Elfie, people saying, "Oh, Elfie just wins because he cheeses TLO so much better." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but
no, that's the proper
response.
Not the
cheese, right?
That's how you crush it. You fucking cannon rush it. You kill it, and then TLO's stuck being a greedy bastard again. And so TLO, I'm sorry, but come on.
I mean, Elfie, I was just laughing my ass off at Valencia because. I've had Elfie as a player in my tournament so many times, and I know that normally those games are fast, but Valencia, me and Elfie were more or less joking around because I was the admin of that row that he played his groups. I think it was White that he knocked out in the end, and I started a game. I went back to my computer. I looked up. Oh, you're already ready. I didn't have time even to manage myself and the tournament in his wall, just because Elfie's game were he's dominant in that way. Normally he talks in his cell phone, plays with one hand, and then just pro brushing or something like that.
That's amazing.
He's a crazy guy in that regard. So to me, it's really cool.
He's developed a lot more in terms of an all-rounded player.
Yes,
but
he's really good.
He still did come back to some of his old, just not his old ways, but he did make some games quick. And that's not a bad thing. All right then, guys, so what we do is now we still have some more StarCraft 2 to talk about and some other stuff in the show, but we're going to take a small break here. Just to remind you, this is an Asus-powered show because we're on Asus PCs, we're using Asus tables, this is an Asus, this came from the Asus offices, broke in, stole everything. So if you do want to support them and all the stuff they do in esports, which would really help, it does help them because even though they come to us and we do shows, someone else out there also has someone else who's working for esports within Asus, still has a boss of his own that he goes and tells if things are going good within esports. So you can go over to facebook.com/ROG Nordic, you can like the page, you can say what you like, and that's nice because then it gives him more power to do more things in esports, and there's enough of us here to make it worth their time. So all right then, guys, so what we'll do is we're gonna go away for a small break, and then we'll be back. Presumably you guys want to come back?
Yeah. Melk says that the announcement of the Dota 2 was the most anticlimactic announcement I ever heard.
Well, I didn't want it to be an announcement. Like Trans was like Dota 2 announcement, and people were messaging me, and I don't give a shit. I want to name the mouse sports team something really rude, like Good Girls. And Trans is like, no, it's got to be something to do with.
Do you still have that video editing guy? You should kick him for not making a video announcement movie. We bought the flights about half an hour ago.
All
right. But he should work faster.
They were fucking expensive, huh?
Yeah. He should work faster then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So sorry, Malk. It wasn't worthy of a Dota announcement. Really, it's more. If it was a Dota announcement, it would have been a tournament. So yeah, it's the Good Studio B team for now.
Fuck law, bro.
There's a petition going by Toby to rename the
it's a Bear Slayers or something.
The Bear Slayers.
Yeah. I saw it, Toby. Yes. Cute.
All right, guys, back in a moment. All right, guys, welcome back. Show got drastically better. Semmler is currently trying to jump out of a capsule. All right, so just to recap, first half of the show, some League of Legends talk with the season finals, and we are just supporting Mouse Sports, or ex-Mouse Sports, we're still calling them Mouse Sports, going into Star Ladder. It's nice that we can help, and we are trying to help the development of Dota 2. We'll be doing tournaments, and that will be a more bigger announcement, but we're happy to support those guys. And of course, we just got into StarCraft 2, and we spoke about Asus ROG, which we held here. And we're going to talk a little bit more about some StarCraft 2, and then at the end of the show, we'll see what there is worthy of talking about. Sorry, I did mention it was something StarCraft on the weekend, and maybe said it's the only. There was actually WCS Asia. It's definitely worth talking about. Who won that? Was it
Rain.
Yeah. So Rain won WCS Asia. One of the Brood War guys, but worth mentioning. Apollo did mention he's been playing StarCraft 2 for quite a while now. And of course, WCS Asia, in terms of production, people weren't that impressed.
No.
Anyone notice it was actually going on? I didn't.
Yeah, I think they had, a fair bit of numbers. I saw at least they were about 13 to 20 or something like that, 13 to 15. Really good games. I mean, to me, it almost looks like Rain is the best player in the world. I don't know if everybody's saying it at the moment, but he seems to be so dominant, and he is in the OSL final, I think, too. So Rain is just.
Is he playing versus Don Regu?
Don Regu,
Yes.
Yeah, so Don Regu versus Rain in OSL finals.
Yeah.
So he's doing really well.
Yeah. He's completely dominating.
He's crushing face. He's crushing face. And how long did you expect the Kespa players to actually get up to that level? You know, I think this happened a lot faster than people were thinking it would.
And of course, people are mentioning that MVP beat Rain, apparently.
Oh, really?
MVP.
Well, apparently when they played, but
MVP is the best. MVP.
Yeah.
Fox.
So
Dude.
maybe that's just chat.
Oh,
totally.
sorry.
But yeah. Anyway, they obviously didn't beat him if he didn't win that.
I was
Apparently,
wrong.
MVP barely beat him in one best of 5.
In the best.
So
of
yeah,
okay.
that was the semifinals for the GSL.
But in GSL. Okay, great. WCS in terms of what happened. One of the big stories was a lot of people got pissed off at one of the commentators I heard. That was claiming that carriers making interceptors cost money every time you send them out. So he was complaining that he was wasting money by shooting destructible rocks. And this is the commentator that DreamHack have now hired.
Oh, shit.
DreamHack Bucharest.
Oh shit!
He has no
Nice
Hellspawn.
announcement, James.
Hellspawn. Don't look at him like that. You fucking know he has no mercy. You know that he will do
No,
this.
but I think that it was not such a big one in the way that that was not the big story of the tournament. But yeah,
Well,
of course,
for me,
that was fucked up to say. Even I know that, and I don't know much about StarCraft 2 to be honest.
Is he being announced
But
as
yeah,
commentating?
I think just to say it turned it around. I'm really happy that we're bringing on
Hey,
Eurosar.
Robert, sorry.
Nah, it's no biggie. Like we can
That's the best
present it.
announcement he can get anyway.
So I can say for Bucharest coming up this weekend, we can take it really fast. And is that we're having Red Eye hosting, we're having Apollo and Eurosar casting, and Eurosar has been casting for DreamHack at the community streams for a long time.
Yes.
Always being the prominent community stream by far. Always been really nice to work with. So I'm just really glad to having to Bucharest working with Apollo, and I think that. Of course, that was really embarrassing. I think that I don't know if his statement was that really good or bad. I didn't see him at least getting hate for his statement about how he did it wrong. But
I don't think it's that big a
You're
deal.
always going to have these kind of discussions, especially when he's like, the new guy coming into offline events. He was casting together with Artosis, who, no matter if he does good or bad, will always be praised because he probably still is the number one in the casting. And I think that Artosis could have said like, "Hey man, you're wrong. This is how it is."
Well, no, Artos is a professional. He's not going to
But
force
I
somebody.
don't think that actually. I don't think that's so bad because it's just if you have knowledge about a player, you can always add stuff, and if you have more knowledge about the game, I mean, in soccer or in ice hockey, you can mention stuff more depth than other can do. So I don't think it was that bad.
I was only just messing. But in all fairness, a lot of people have said he's been a really good caster over the times he's appeared, and this is one of his biggest events now, at least after WCS Asia. First time doing something official for DreamHack, so it's nice that you've taken a community caster.
Being the only one present who's actually casted with Jorosar, I can say that he is actually quite a cool cat to work with.
You
He's very
casted
professional.
He's really cool. Like
And he's
really cool.
He's a
What
cool
did you
guy.
cast?
It was a WCS Nordic, that's right. It was WCS Nordic. One
Oh,
of the
yeah,
qualifiers.
man.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but it was fun. He's a cool cat, so I'm really happy that he got the gig. Good choice of it.
But I think we should go back to the actual topic about the WCS Asia. I think that to me, I was expecting a lot. I think that the Korean one was done by GOMT, right? And
believe
this
so, yeah.
this one was the China one was really good. Like I really liked the China, and I thought like you're gonna see China, then you're gonna see the Asia, and then of course the World Championship, and that's gonna accelerate. And comparing this Asia finals compared to the China nationals, this was so much worse. It didn't look good. The camera guy was, always taking the wrong shots. So suddenly the casters came up. It looked like they didn't really work it out with the different languages. So for one while when I was watching, I almost had 20 or 30 seconds of silence and the Chinese casters.
Isn't that just production though? Like,
yeah, production.
Production just shot itself in the foot.
Production was really bad. Not to say to defend Eurosar, because I don't think that mattered in that what he did wrong. But for a caster working with a production who doesn't understand what they are doing and everything is like really strange, and I don't know like if the Chinese guys were so good taking care of the English casters, but of course that messes with your head when not everything is working good.
Do you know who's producing the World Finals?
I was gonna say the same.
No.
Is this the same production company for the World Finals?
This is gonna be so good. Rubbing my hands together.
Nah, I think Mark Albert will literally just be like, if he wasn't happy with that event, they would know about it, and he would be able to, if they even had a slight inkling at a contract for the final one, he can easily make that change very quickly. So we'll see what will happen. I'm expecting big things for the whole WCS finals. So.
Of course, but this was actually not good. Like I said, the China National was so much better, and
they did a great job. Yeah.
So that was really a shame, but the games were really good, and of course, I'm really impressed by Rain. Okay, even if you say that he lost to MVP, he is in the OSL final against Don Ragu, who today defeated MC, and we can just take that really fast because it's still StarCraft 2. It's
the one thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
But that Don Ragu was destroying MC so hard, and like I haven't watched a lot of StarCraft 2 lately, especially not the Korean ones. But oh my God, Don Ragu was so dominant, and Doa and Moltrap tried to build up that Don Ragu has a bad CVP and he has problems. Probably MC can know about it, they will use it, but he was just crushed. So it was almost 4-0. MC got one game in the end, so it was 4-1, and Don Ragu it looked easy to him. That's my take.
And we've got a question from chat. No, I won't read out the exact question. I'll modify it to be a better question. What do you think about Blizzard taking the finals to China, when primarily it's a very big viewing experience in America, in Europe?
It's an odd decision in my opinion, but I probably know why they're doing it. I mean, if they can grow a market in China for StarCraft, it's going to be a huge thing for them.
Yeah, I think that's the reason. I think we brought that up a long time ago. The fact is some bringing your biggest product there can have an impact financially to your game.
No, BlizzCon is still, to me, really strange, especially as they released Diablo 3, they released the World of Warcraft Mist of Pandaria, and they are about to release Heart of the Swarm, and not having BlizzCon when you're releasing more or less 3 titles in 1.5 year or something. We don't know when Heart of the Swarm will be released, but it's still really present in every aspect. So not having BlizzCon, and especially when last year was such a gigantic success for them, it was really
gigantic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
He's just taking a cheap shot.
No, but it was
Sorry.
It's still strange that they are not in Anaheim at the Anaheim Convention Center and doing BlizzCon.
And if you look at the WCS finals, like we mentioned, it's in China, in Shanghai, and it's weird. Like you mentioned, I mean, most of the audience is probably in North American and Western Europe. And times are going to be really bad for anyone watching.
It's going to be horrible.
It's going to be basically the really hardcore people that can watch it. Everyone else is basically going to go watch VODs or maybe not care
I guess
at
that's
all.
cool. You're going to get your demographic there at least. We'll see who's nutter enough to stay up until the middle of the night to watch.
Yeah.
Very interesting fact though about it is that if you try to buy tickets for the World Championship finals or BC World Championship Series finals, if you come from the West, I don't think that you can actually buy it. And I read in the news post on the official site, it was stated in late August, is that actually you have to be in China to buy it from like Chinese sites, and maybe they will release it for the Western market.
Wait. So is this PPV or what?
No, this is for actually being live at the
To
event.
be on
live at the
location,
event.
you cannot
Oh, okay.
buy a ticket more or less in the Western world, which to me is really
Crazy,
interesting.
yeah.
That's
Because I think that, I mean, people do like to fly out, and I mean, this event is the event of the event in
it's the
StarCraft
Super
2.
Bowl, I suppose, if
Yes.
you want to use the same terminology as we use for
But
LoL.
one thing I will say about the WCS finals is what Blizzard have done nicely. It does actually feel like the World Finals.
Yes, it really does.
It really, yeah. I really want to see the storylines of all the people I saw at the event that you put on in for Europe Finals and MLG, NASL, and just see how it really fares when we have so many together. But I'm sure it won't be too much of a difference sometimes in the MLG
In a way,
because
there's
they've
gonna-
had some great international competitors all at the same event. Yes.
I mean, comparing this to the LoL finals, I think that was more hyped. It basically built up a massive hype over the year. And this finals, I don't feel as hyped up for it.
Same
Doesn't
with
feel as
international.
hyped, but I think when you end up seeing like the player lineup and who's actually going to be there, I think it will definitely when it starts, I think it will captivate you a lot more than you would expect it to.
And
I
for-
just hope the
and for-
production's
yeah.
top notch.
And for this, they've been a bit higher, like overall over the year as well. There are lots of different peaks, like during the European finals, during North American finals, during the Nordic finals.
I definitely would
Things like
like
that.
some sort of raise of the bar.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about, because I feel like this leading into Heart of the Swarm and leading into end of the year, etc. That they really should focus on really raising the bar in terms of the event, the preparation, the player promotion, the viewing experience, and that's something that I'm not sure that they've really. Like, I don't know anything. I
That's
don't
the thing,
know
no
if they've.
information has been released on it.
Yeah, so for that I would be very disappointed if I just saw another rinse repeat StarCraft tournament, because that's exactly what StarCraft doesn't need. Because right now it's very it's like this.
Yeah, I mean, Blizzard
And
needs
the
to-
players are the ones that are keeping, well, obviously the viewers, but the players and them are the ones that are keeping the game.
Blizzard needs to show that they can
Interesting.
compete with Valve and Riot, basically.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll see. So let's move on then. Rain won WCS Asia. Grats,
Hero
Rain,
was
even though you never watched the
both
show.
third
You
and fourth.
Yeah, that was so funny. Even though it was double elimination, they did avoid having the hero versus hero game. Because, I mean, that's a bitch to cast when the players are named the same.
That is a bit of a shame, yeah.
So, next on the list then is there is a CSL, which is a college star
League, I guess.
league tournament, sponsored by Zubu. And they're actually looking for more teams. They're in America already, and they're looking to go into Europe and all this other stuff. And they just basically want teams from university to be able to compete in their StarCraft 2 league. They've actually got a really good amount of prize money. 40,000 first place at the global finals, and then you got 20,000 second place. You can come to my screen, and there's also a link on. You can go and find this on Team Liquid. And,
Is it 100k in total?
I can't do math, but basically it's really, really big. And I would be surprised if it didn't get, I would hope it would get a good amount of attention, because it seems like a really nice way of growing StarCraft grassroots-wise and organizing activities at your university which are outside of the norm, and actually doing something StarCrafty. So even if there's pro players at universities, I'm sure they can actually enter it and make a team, and it'll be interesting to see. But of course, it's probably not one of these big events that you're going to want to follow through the year in terms of. But it's for the people at the universities, and hopefully for Azubu, they get a lot of on-campus promotion, and hopefully a good amount of online. So you can go check that out. It's on Team Liquid, and it's the CSL. EU looking for more college teams to compete, and by that they mean university.
Fish sticks, you support your own message. That's a cool story, bro.
It's, hopefully it's one of those times when like a sponsor actually spreads the wealth a bit and not just put up some massive prize pool for the first and second team. Because if it's something like this, no one's really actually going to care who's winning it. It's going to be more about spreading StarCraft.
Yeah, okay. So more in StarCraft news, and make sure you check that one out because it'll be interesting to see the development of teams and models.
I'm just laughing at Newman. He tried to make a point. I think I was the only one getting it.
Wait. Go ahead, Newman. I'm sorry. I was distracted by the
No, it
retards
wasn't.
upstairs.
No.
What
He
is,
finished
Let's
his
move
point.
on. Let's move on.
No, yeah, good point.
This struggle will go on for years and years.
So next in the news is Evil Geniuses and One Nation of Gamers announced partnership to enhance barcrafts around the world. This has apparently just come in, so I have no idea what it's about. And the guys upstairs are really enjoying the show today, not because of the content, but just because of how much they're distracting Semmler with chat. So let's go back to the news. And we can actually bring up my screen and I'll do some public speaking. Today, Evil Geniuses, e.g. North America's premier professional gaming team and world leader in esports, is excited to launch a new partnership with One Nation of Gamers, ONOG, a leader in barcraft and pub stomp events. And pub stomps, if you're not familiar, are actually the Dota 2 kind of version of barcrafts, which will see the enhancement and growth of ONOG events around the world with the help of EG and its famous pro gamers. I can't name one of them. The relationship with... I can't be bothered to read the rest of this, but what the fuck is going on, basically?
There's nothing. I mean, there's nothing special going on. It's basically a partnership. And
Okay, we're helping
my
assist to
take
ensure
from that-
barcraft organisers have the support needed to generate attendance vital for the growth of their business. So, what?
I mean, it's basically what they've been doing before, but I'm guessing they've acquired rights to sell sponsorships for these events.
Well, you know,
That's what
Twitch
we
TV help a lot of barcrafts.
Yeah, I mean, we in Dinktas help a lot of barcrafts as well.
Yeah,
It's
but
like, I mean,
EG
this
are
seems
the
a
best
bit-
at promoting themselves, which
Yeah,
is
but this is
how you
basically
run
a
a
bullshit
business.
press release. Anyway, it says nothing. It's basically them saying that they're both great
Well-
and they might be working together in the future.
To me, it was most interesting actually that
Yeah, but that's
EG.
what they're saying.
They
I mean,
jerk each other off, too.
Yeah, that's basically what
Fucking
they're
hell,
doing. It's basically
Newman.
nothing else.
To me, it was most
Hit
interesting
the
that
nail on the
EG
head.
is always adding some part. You know, they're taking step by step. Before they were one of the biggest in America. Now they are the biggest, and now they are like the leading in the world. I think it's funny.
They've had it for a while, but now they're actually calling
They're
themselves.
adding it all by the time, though.
What's going on?
Yeah, maybe. Now they're actually calling themselves a gaming team. They usually call themselves like a media.
Fucking
agency or
chat
something
goes
like
too
that.
fast. I gotta scroll up.
Okay, so yeah, barcrafts are good, pub stomps are good, EG is going to support them. Lots of other people as well. Twitch TV do a lot for the barcraft scene. They send out stuff and
I wonder if
make
it's
awareness.
Monster and vodka. They don't sell Red Bull at these places then?
I would
actually
like
be a-
a
that could actually
vodka
be a
Red
reason.
Bull. Get out of here. You're barred.
But a
So that's good.
Monster vodka sounds better than Red Bull vodka. I mean, Monster vodka.
Yeah,
Mate, hey,
Give me a
Good,
Monster.
double the vodka.
Monster and gin. Monster and gin.
Give me
After,
a vodka Monster.
Alright,
size.
trying to get a lot of
I
different
saw
drinks.
Hangover this weekend for the first time. They actually had a big segment with a Monster can that was a really good product placement. It was like in the picture for I don't know for how long.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's paid for.
So
That's
yeah, we'll see how that develops. EG helping out barcrafts. You're always welcome to message us if you're one of the people EG are helping out and let us know exactly what they're doing. But it's always good. So people helping people. But yeah. So moving on, we're going into Stefano as our next topic. Stefano, recent signing for Evil Geniuses, has been, I guess you can say, punished or disciplined.
It's definitely punished.
I think he was rewarded. He was sent to Korea.
Yeah.
He was deported?
That's just
What?
my sense.
Basically, the story is that he spoke to Bling while Bling was on stream, suggesting that he abused a 14-year-old, which to most people meant that he maybe slept with a 14-year-old, but I don't think anyone can confirm that.
There's
So
no
the other
proof,
thing it
there's
could
no
mean is he
proof.
beats up 14-year-olds.
It can go any
he
way.
mugged a 14-year-old.
Maybe
he
it was
played a
his sister or
14-year-old at StarCraft.
Let's not get
and
into the
destroyed
southern.
him.
This isn't the south.
Anyway,
But
exiled
the
to
way it's
Korea.
been picked up in the media is basically, yes, people refer to it as sexual.
Of course.
Yeah.
it's
Of course.
sexual.
Yeah. So of course
He likes MILFs
So
too, I
there's
think.
so Stefano was punished.
likes
I
what?
believe this month he was.
MILFs.
No, he obviously doesn't.
Yeah, but I think
Did you see the second
it was.
there was another one.
There was the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
He
see the
doesn't
second
like
one.
the segment between 14 and then 45 or something like that.
All right.
skips it.
Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't work.
So anyway, he wasn't able to attend any events this month because that would have to been confirmed by EG, and obviously they wanted to discipline him. So instead, they just sent him over to Korea, where he could train and be a better gamer.
Yeah.
I don't know how Stefano feels about all this. I didn't really speak to him. I was a bit busy.
He
But
seemed a bit upset on Twitter.
He is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was actually, I believe, his choice to go to Korea. He's just going to go over there to train and kind of reset, from what I understand. So, I mean,
What do you think about punishing him at all for this? I mean,
I think,
do you think it's the correct choice to punish
I
him?
think it's the correct choice, but it's the way that you go about it. I think EG had their hand forced and are now forced to take like really big actions against him because of the reaction of the community. I think the community overshot their bounds and by messaging sponsors. Like if a player acts out of line, you message the team, and it's the team's responsibility to discipline that player and punish that player. You don't message the team's sponsors.
Sometimes, you know, as a team, I mean, we've been in this situation.
I was gonna say,
You have,
from
to
your
be a bit,
perspective,
you have to be a bit strong on this as well, and talk to the sponsors and reassure them that you know what you're doing, and basically you don't have to.
Yeah, except this is
Punish
happening
them this
every
time.
fucking month now, where somebody's
Yeah, but then you have to basically have the trust of the sponsors and the authority to basically say that this is bullshit. I mean, don't listen to these idiots.
yeah, I also
But it's hard. So I mean, it's really
think-
hard because the easy decision is to punish him and basically apologize.
And it's very normal that you don't send your players to events if they behave bad or some. I mean, that's a normal
Certainly.
punishment, and that's also something like some pointed fingers at Remake. Why do you allow Death Angel to participate in Bucharest? And I think that the normal way is that the team doesn't support the player to send him to the event if he is doing something illegal or bad, because it gives them bad reputation. It's not the other way around normally.
I think when you join EG, you have to assess what EG want from you before you sign that contract. And you know that when you join EG, you're meant to represent EG as the brand that it's built itself to be.
Yeah.
EG is represented itself as this. And it's the same with Dignitas. Like, exactly the same with you.
Yeah.
Dignitas has a kind of, not an unwritten code, but it's what Dignitas is
No,
what you're
it's-
joining.
it's actually written.
And it should be written in the contract in terms, because then it's
It's like a
very
policy.
easy to handle these situations. But of course, we don't know what the contract stated in terms of, Stefano's
but I mean,
situation.
I mean,
you
the
can get a
basic
pretty
contract
clear
says that
idea.
if he damages the brand of
Yeah.
EG in any way, they can basically fuck him over.
Yeah, and it probably does say
essentially.
that, because I think that's also in, like,
The
kind
brand
of
Yeah,
comes
it's
first and
in our
foremost.
contract.
It's
So-
the
Most
sponsors that
contracts.
come first and foremost.
But at the same time, Stefano's still going to be a rock star. Just he should be a little bit more of a rock star in
Anyone
private.
surprised?
Huh?
Surprised?
Like, that
I was-
shit happened with him and EG.
No.
Yeah, no, I thought maybe
Sure,
he'd just be a little bit drunk a few times and that kind of stuff, but
It's just a fucking shame. It was just completely random that this happened.
I don't
Yeah.
think he should have
It's-
been
do you know-
punished like
completely
this. I
random.
think he
do
should
you know
be
the
rewarded.
some of the worst outcomes of it were? It was in national newspapers. It was on Norwegian news websites and stuff like that.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
saw it
That's
on
because
the
he-
Adabisi showed me a link and we
when
put it up. It was
when
on.
it comes up on these big tech sites. That's where it usually comes
Yep.
first, and then some people actually use it as sources because those sites are really big.
Oh, that's
Yep.
going to be
Like The
great.
Verge
So
and
Stefano
Gary
and that
Kotaku.
14-year-old thing was on a Norwegian news
It's all
website.
over- It's
Right,
all over
when
Google
that's
News
just
as
going to have
well.
a field day
And
with
that's
that.
exactly what EG don't want.
I heard that
And
like
you know what's really annoying? The actual picture on Kotaku was of Bling and not Stefano.
Yeah, that was correct as well. They had the picture of Bling on
Yeah.
Dignitas on the
Yeah.
and he, with his
Dignitas.
big grin on his face.
Yeah, fucking annoying.
Okay, so I think we should just leave that situation where it is. We don't need to like go into it, but I really think it really comes down to if you're going to join a team, understand what that team is going to want from you, not like in game, on camera, and even off.
Yeah, and most big professional teams actually tell you what they expect of you, so you should pay attention
Yeah.
as well.
Like if you join Dignitas and you're going to miss your flights, that's a small thing, but you're still going to get kicked from the team. If you,
No, I don't think.
well, not kicked from the team, but if you do it continuously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's kind of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's to the extreme of something they didn't want off camera to happen.
Yeah.
players have been kicked when missing flights. I think Seth was kicked from SK Gaming when he missed a flight for Gamescom. For example.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I
That was
remember
like the yeah.
Maybe that was one of many reasons, but that was maybe the last
that
reason.
tipped it. Okay, so still in StarCraft 2, we can talk OSL, should we just mention that quickly? We mentioned it
think we
earlier,
did
but
already.
it's happening.
Yeah, but
Is it this weekend?
The last semi-final was this weekend, today, but I don't know when the final is. But
GSL finals are this weekend.
the GSL ones are this weekend at
Yeah.
the same time as DreamHack Bucharest. Yeah.
And GSL finals are Donreg. No.
Doragu versus Rain.
Rain. Yeah. And when's OSL?
But I think what's interesting to maybe discuss a little bit is that how is OSL doing? To me, it hasn't really been a lot of hype around OSL, and to me, the production seems to been lacking a lot compared to GSL in the way of having the English broadcast. GSL has really mastered it. I think GSL has also turned, doing better and better English cast compared to what they did maybe 1 year ago.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to push it and improve themselves. And I think that the OSL has a small problem with maybe the hype within Korea, but also and mainly the hype internationally. And to me, the first OSL champion in StarCraft 2, that's a really, really big deal. And only when I see, the Star, what's it called? The Star League trophy and stuff like that, you start to thinking about Flash and Jaedong and Savior and Boxer and everybody like that. It's like, God damn it, this is big. OSL is the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
I kind of think
and-
the Western casual interest in the Korean leagues has dropped dramatically, hasn't it?
I think
That's my impression, at least. 'Cause
I think GSL is still very popular, but what would make it more popular is obviously, yes, when Heart of the Swarm comes, if more foreigners can compete into it.
Yeah.
But I generally think that a lot of people end up watching GSL on a more regular basis, more than maybe like NASL leagues and stuff, just because you want to see the highest level of play, in my opinion.
Seems like
But-
it's too frequent, I think.
But at the same time, just to mention, to wrap up the OSL thing, and of course we do know, yes, that GSL is this weekend, is OSL apparently is Life versus MVP, and it's going to be on the 27th. And GSL is going to be this weekend, which is Donregu versus Rain. Right? Did I get that right? Because
I think you got it right.
Fuck yeah, I'm StarCraft 2. I could totally replace JP. All I got to do is put on a few pounds to become an alcoholic.
He's in chat, you know that.
Just then a few pounds. I'm already an alcoholic. So, where are we going next? Oh, hi JP, by the way. Really love the stuff you do on YouTube. Whatever it is.
Are you being sarcastic, James?
No, I like
What do you
JP.
think?
Okay.
What do you think?
Just wondering.
I like JP.
I like his esports
Cuddly.
weekly show where he basically goes. It's like a schedule, the entire show. I'm just kidding. It's awful.
Right, can we... Right, what we're doing next then... Okay, yeah, let's do the DreamHack ISO Open Bucharest this weekend. Even though we already mentioned it a little bit earlier, it is probably the biggest event in Europe this weekend. No one's jumping out of any capsules right over here, are they, Semmler?
Not that I know of, no.
Not that we know of, but we'll keep you informed in case they are. YOLO. And DreamHack ISO Open in Bucharest this weekend. So we'll be there, the Good Studio crew. We'll be doing absolutely nothing. As you know, we're going to be helping Twitch TV doing the lounges. So Twitch TV will have a players lounge, and also the stream will be on Twitch as usual because they're awesome. I'm in negotiations for my wages.
I think the cool part is, of course, it's a strong lineup, but especially it's the last two spots and also the conclusion of the point system. So after the event, we know 20 people coming to DreamHack Winter, the grand finals.
Yep.
And of course 4 last spots at the BioC. So if you're not winning or qualifying at Bucharest, you actually have to bring your own computer, your screen. You have to buy a BioC seat and then play the actually BioC tournament.
Yep.
That from the
So
history
it's
of the
not
BioC, it's not so easy. We have seen a lot of the players who are strong or known now winning it in the past when that have been more of the amateur version. And I mean, even Naneva was in the BioC in 2010 to qualify. Or players of that dignity. So it's going to be really cool actually to see how it develops.
I think it's really good as well for to bring a big event like DreamHack to Bucharest.
Yeah.
Romania's really just kind of been good, like big in esports in terms of when it comes to like Counter-Strike, is and FIFA,
Dota,
yeah,
yeah.
but
And
mainly
Dota.
Counter-Strike. So I think it's Dota as well. But I think it's really good that something big will happen there in terms of production, and I hope the turnout's going to be great. And yeah.
Could add also that at the event by DreamHack Romania going to be hosting a Counter-Strike 1.6 tournament. It's most likely maybe the last big 1.6 tournament. I don't really know who is attending. I know that Fnatic is attending. So of course they are the favorites for the
Is
tournament. I would
Fnatic
say.
the only team still playing 1.6? So they went to some random tournament in Asia as well.
No, they have a good.
Spamming Twitter
They have
about
a
it.
strong lineup for it, and
Yeah,
also
but
League
they're
of
the only ones
Legends.
playing.
League of Legends is going to have a tournament there, so that's also going to be cool to follow.
If you say so.
But from what I heard, I cannot give it a number. Sorry for fluff or whatever you want to say, but the ticket sales for the show, the Ace Open final show with the last 7 matches, sold good so far from what the indication I got.
Okay.
So actually, it seems to be a big StarCraft 2 interest in Romania, and of course, like Knighten and Death Angel and other Romanian players. I mean, it's a strong Romanian showing. I mean, cool to see. I still remember Knighten from DreamHack Winter 2011 when he came top 4, and he did really, really good. I mean, if he could do almost the same in Romania, that would be great.
It's quite funny though, going into the tournament this weekend, Night End was actually bitching quite a bit because people apparently kept coming up to him at the last event going, will you be playing at Bucharest? Will you be playing at DreamHack Bucharest?
Yeah.
You know, and he's just going like, what the fuck? Why
I'm
would
still
I
in the
be playing in my
tournament
own tournament? Like,
Yeah, but I think people are really hyped for Knighten being
Yeah.
there. So
When does the event actually start? Is it a Friday or Saturday?
it's Saturday. It's let's see. It's not announced, but I think the starting hour should be 11 at local time.
So Saturday.
So that's
11
10 European
CET.
time.
Yeah.
And then of
European,
course-
so it's 1+1.
Yes, it's
Okay.
+1 compared to European,
So +2 GMT.
or +3 since it's still summertime here.
Oh.
3 because it's summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah, +3.
Anyway, everything will be released. You will most likely find it really
And it
easy
finishes
soon.
on Sunday.
Yes, with the last 7 games played on stage in front of a live audience and all the DreamHack production value that everybody's always talking about.
No,
So it's
I
gonna be
haven't heard
cool.
Anybody talking about that?
But I just like that it's the ending of a season, the conclusion of this point system and everything like that, to actually see who is going to DreamHack Winter. And about that, did you see the final of Valencia with the 4GG when he was asking for a kiss for Rachel?
no.
Like on stage when they did the pre-interviews,
Did he ask for a kiss for
4GG
good luck?
asked like Rachel like if he could get a kiss of luck or something like that.
On the cheek.
Yeah, on the cheek.
Yeah.
And now he sent her a shirt with Millennium Rachel or something like that, and a kiss mark. I think that was it was all over Reddit today.
Go for GG.
Yeah, and it was more of a kiss
Wow.
of death because he lost to Taker.
Exactly, I was about to say. Poor guy.
I
Well,
thought
that often happens, Rachel.
that was funny to me at least. Like,
Is he hoping actually she wears the t-shirt and then he gets to kiss it?
Where exactly is
Where's
this
the
kiss
kiss
on the shirt?
could be Jamie.
For GG. Man,
He's
that's
a baller.
come out.
Hey man, StarCraft 2, you gotta think 3 steps ahead, dude. This guy's thinking down the line.
Apollo
Okay.
is spamming. Can someone ban
Playing
him?
the macro
He's
game.
spamming.
Why
the
is he
Twitter.
spamming? Oh shit.
Oh my god. Oh yes, look! Bring up my screen. For GG, you sly motherfucker. He's thinking to himself, damn, if only I had got it XL. I thought she was bigger than that. Oh my god, just got home and found a package from 4GG. Thank you. It's so cute. There we go.
Ban Apollo. Where's Apollo? We can't ban him though because he's mod.
Yes, you can.
You can ban him.
Remove the mod.
Alright.
Then you
Moving
ban.
on.
So, moving on,
Camera
DreamHack
Hellspawn.
Bucharest is going to be next time. So the other thing we should mention, a bit of Quake Live. Quake Live Face It tournaments are still going on. I believe if you go to esreality.com, you can check out a little bit more on that. They're even doing some tournaments for lower leagues if you're interested in getting involved in Quake Live. But they're doing some stuff, and I think also Level Up after the show might be doing something with Euro Cup. So you can check out, if you want to watch some Quake after this show, you can check out Level Up, levelupyourgame.net. and they're going to be doing some TDM Euro Cup, I believe. But other than that, Quake Live, the question is it confirmed for DreamHack Winter? Thoughts, Hellspawn, there was a tweet, don't know what it was, but what's going on?
Basically, we're asking if people want Quake Live at DreamHack Winter.
Oh, okay.
You want it?
No.
Die, Newman. Die.
I mean, yeah, why not? But it's not going to be enough people watching for it to be worthwhile sponsoring.
That's beyond the. That's
I
beyond
would
the
say-
fucking point, Newman.
No, that's exactly the point.
Quake at DreamHack, right? It's
Who
not
cares?
about getting sponsors, not about getting exposure. It's just about one of those things.
Yeah, if anyone wants
you
to
just keep on
sponsor
doing.
it, if anyone wants to
You know,
sponsor
I mean,
it,
Hellspawn
they should
gets
get
it. You know what I
exposure.
mean? It's just like
Who's paying
Yeah,
for it?
I know what you're
Who
saying.
pays for it?
I don't know. Ask Hellspawn.
It's
That's
like
what
a
they
charity.
call him.
Then it should be a
Hellspawn,
charity
who pays for
thing.
Quake?
But yeah, but it's good. It's
Hell,
good.
I would say
are
like
you
this.
in
You don't
esports
have
to
to
make a
fucking be
living?
Riot to throw
That's
fucking
disgusting.
billions at a game, right?
You're
Just
sick.
for the fans. Oh,
I think
Newman,
I
I'm
think
disappointed.
It's boring. Anyway.
everybody is always talking about what sponsors want. Like, we don't want to sponsor 1.6 because it's ugly graphic. We want CS:GO or something like that. I never heard it. I had never heard anyone saying that they have heard it on a professional level. So, what sponsor wants, they just into stuff.
They
And I
just wanna
think
get
that
involved
the
in
sponsors
sponsoring.
are into Quake Live to sponsor it.
But I think
But who's
sponsors,
paying for
when
it?
it's a DreamHack event, sponsors are more interested in being part of DreamHack. There's only so many ways you can
That's
be involved in
true
DreamHack.
part also that
Yeah.
you want to sponsoring an official DreamHack tournament
Yeah,
and
of
be on
course.
location and having
Because you're on the
exposure.
website, you're,
Yes, I
you're
mean,
on the
of
main
course, the ROI needs
stage.
to be big enough for them to actually put up the
Newman.
money.
Newman.
That's what I'm saying.
Newman.
I'm right, you're wrong.
Newman.
I will marry
Seriously.
you, Wezak.
No. What do you think, Stella?
No, but I don't know if James should Quake Live be at DreamHack Winter or not.
Actually, it's really fucking tough because, to be honest, I don't even know how many pros are taking it seriously. But even for the guys that are taking it seriously, it's worth it for them because as long as they know in due time, up-and-coming players will hopefully try and get them. But, like, you've got to understand, like, there
How
is
does it feel for all of your fucking Shootmania to be taking all of your Quake pros?
What?
Quake Live, man. Are they even playing it anymore? It's Shootmania that they're focusing on. 100K tournament?
This weekend as well, and like Avik is playing, Cypher is playing, there's like some Kilson is playing on LAN, you know, the Androids thing.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. Like, the Quake community in its current state, they will, if there's an opportunity, they will take it if they can. And it's not just about the best because they were used to these big tournaments. Androids, the actual tournament lacked monitors. And so on, people like Puri and others have actually told everybody we lack monitors for this tournament, and everyone is trying to travel with their 120 hertz monitor to a tournament so they have enough monitors to play the tournament on. That's where the Quake Live community is. But the point is like they're willing to do something if it will happen. And so you can't just be like, okay, just because Cooler doesn't turn up, just because this guy doesn't turn up, it's not worth it. It's worth it for the community that still enjoy playing. And for DreamHack, it's something that your sponsors will be involved in, and you'll still get great games because the best now, even if they're not the same names, they're still put on a good show. And so I still think it's worth it for Quake Live. And yeah, whatever Semmler says, just ignore.
Yeah. To me, it doesn't really matter like which Quake version it is. It's still the best esport game ever. I mean, at DreamHack we supported Quake World for so long, and it's just unfortunate that it's still not at DreamHack. But it's just we didn't have players showing up, and when players are not showing up, then it's like no point in having a competition. And for me, Quake Live, like I still watch some Quake Live when I see the tournaments on, so love it.
Yeah, but I mean, in all fairness, like League of Legends is really big right now. You can make a lot of money off that, can't you, Newman?
Nah, Battlefield.
Battlefield.
That's where it is.
Nah,
We have
mate. You're on
Battlefield.
Halo 4.
Battlefield
You're all
92.
over Halo 4, motherfucker. That's the future right
Battlefield
there.
1942.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
That was good, yeah.
That was good stuff. That was good stuff.
I can't do that.
Okay, so moving on from Quake Live, and there's a tweet apparently, if you want to show your interest. Was the tweet made by you or DreamHack's official
By
Twitter?
DreamHack.
So at DreamHack?
Yes.
Alright, so you can go onto Twitter at DreamHack if you want to see some Quake Live. There's still some really good players out there. There's a good community of casters, and if you want to check that out tonight, you can go to levelupyourgame.net and watch some TDM. Alrighty, so Counter-Strike Go. Rules joint by ESL, ESWC, Slap Live, Copenhagen Games, and Assembly, which, as far as I can tell, is
Ask for
basically
Quake,
there
please,
is some
Stephen.
global rules in place for Counter-Strike Go made by some of these organizations.
They're very,
I
I
gotta
think
bring
the
up the
interesting
page.
point is that DreamHack didn't join the rules, or the
DreamHack
coalition of rule
break the
makers.
rules.
Why isn't DreamHack in that list? Hellspawn.
Oh, look at this. I've gone to ESWC.com and I've got 502 bad gateway. What the fuck?
You crashed the server.
When is ESWC, by the way? It's in France.
It's the same time as MLG Dallas, which is first week of November, right?
Look at this. I can't even get onto ESWC.com.
I was at the site.
Well, that's what it was linked as in the document. I can bring out the document on that. Look, here. That's what I got. Link. Copy. Paste.
Look.
Right, let's-
look at the beginning of the thing.
Oh, yeah. Is that... Well, it still came up with when I put it in the other time, but... Oh,
Bad gateway.
wait. Let me just check ESWC. Oh, no, not .com, you motherfucker. Oh, and that's W... That's a WC. Oh, wait, what have I done here? ESWC. Delete. Search. This is Google.
But you're not in Chrome.
Well, I don't know. There we
the
go.
fuck?
Okay,
That's
great.
weird.
So you can go.
But go
The
to
site is
another
down.
site and
If you
go
want to check out the full announcement, basically the rules are for Counter-Strike Go. It's apparently 502. Whoever that is bad. And gateway. What do you think that means, Hellspawn?
someone didn't like the rule set. Maybe. I don't know.
DreamHack
No, but
hacks the
I
website.
think
DreamHack.
corporations that's done before. I think that DreamHack did one with ESL, and I don't remember who else was with it, with the Mirage being added into the map pool of 1.6. And I think that this is really good for CS:GO because there needs to be set standards, and I think cooperation between some of the big organizations it was needed. Although I saw that a lot of the top teams were complaining about Molotovs, for example. And I can also answer like the DreamHack part. It says actually we haven't had time. We are invited. We have been following the discussions, but we haven't had time to actually read it through and set an own rule set.
Okay.
So, from what I can say now is that of course we look into the work that this organization has done, because that's like perfect done, and I can just say from looking inside, they have really put a lot of effort into this. It's not like they did it one day work or something like that. It's been done for several weeks, and it's been a lot of hard work into it. So hopefully the tournament scene will follow these, and for sure DreamHack will look into if we can follow along for our upcoming tournament, and most likely we will. I cannot say at this point.
Yeah, but it's always nice to have rules that are familiar across. It's not only just nice for the players, but also the viewers.
Yep.
So they can follow tournament to tournament and understand exactly what's going on. Extended series. So that almost brings us to the end of the show. Perfectly, almost on time. 3 minutes left, guys. We've told
Are
everybody.
we ending at 10? I had one last topic that's not added.
Yeah, go for it. Sure, we'll just let
It's
you.
like the word of the week is, I would say, oversaturation that everybody is talking about, and to me it's just so fucking bullshit that I think I read 2 or 3 blogs or article about it. Everybody's like, it's too much StarCraft 2, no one can follow, it's damaging the scene and so on and so forth. And to me it's like, hello, welcome to October and November.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
always like this in esports, been for almost 10 years, for fuck's sake, I would say. So like, it's just so dumb that people are thinking that it's too much esport and too much StarCraft, we cannot follow. Like, no, it's always been like this. I think it's been more intense. To me, when I came into 2012, I thought October would be more than it has been. And November, of course, is going to be stacked, but that's just how it is.
Alright, so anything to add to Hellspawn's corner?
I mean, I think we talked about oversaturation like a
We've talked
year
about
ago
that
as well.
plenty.
And this, I mean, true oversaturation is going to happen when true oversaturation happens. That's when organizations are going to get thrown out of the scene or get
Survival of the
Who do you
fittest.
think's going to leave next year? Who do you think's going to go down the shitter?
I think the first one.
The good studio?
I mean, if you look at the big ones, if you look
that's
at the WCG, ESWC, CPL, MLG, DreamHack, and all those big ones. I think IPL might be the closest, or WCG. IESF maybe, if you count that one.
I mean, WCG has been counting. Everybody has counted them off since 2010 Los Angeles, more or less. And I think that at this moment they look stronger than they did last year because they're having partners in America, they're having tournaments like qualifications and so on. ESWC, everybody said, especially me, like, you know, will the 2010 event even happen? To me, it was like, I don't think so. I actually didn't believe it happened when it happened, more or less. And now ESWC is also looking stronger than they've done these two last years. NASA, who a lot of people were complaining so much about season one, after season one, I mean, they look stronger than ever. They have really stepped up a lot. And I don't know how the business model is working, but I think that it probably is working, or close to working, or can work at least.
Okay.
So I don't see anyone dying out at this point.
What do you think about
I think
Iron
someone's
Squid
I think someone's
and
gotta
Star
die.
Ladder?
Someone's gotta die or leave a specific game, basically.
When
IPL might leave StarCraft.
I think when the world economy is turning around, which it did in 2007, 2008, which caused these a lot of companies going down, I think that's when it will happen. And, I mean, of course, an economic crisis is around the corner. You just look how it's in Greece or Italy or Spain, Ireland. Of course, the American debt they hadn't started to, you know, work with. But when the American government will have to take care of their debts, then that will affect, because it is going to happen. No, but it will affect esports. Although, if you compare 2007 to 2012 or 13, we do have streaming, which we didn't have at that point, and we do have developers' money coming into the scene, but we didn't have it at the point either. You could say CPL had developer money with the games, but those games were even worse than the games that are the most shit at this point. So I think that we have a bright future. I think that we can survive even an economic crisis, esports in general. So.
I feel inspired.
James, what do you think about Iron Squid?
Huh?
What do you think about Iron
I
Squid?
think they're crazy French dudes.
Have you signed a
Big
contract
expectations for season 2?
yet?
Crazy French dudes doing crazy things in French, and hopefully they fix their English content and spend lots of money doing crazy things like they did last time. Seemed like
Crazy
fun.
dudes doing crazy content sounds like a perfect fit to the good studio.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was impressed by Iron Squid season 1. I don't see why the season 2 should be worse. I only expect better. Seems like they are on a good kickoff now, you know, releasing the 4 previous champion or top 4 participating and having online qualifiers.
I wasn't impressed at all about the first season. I wasn't impressed about the finals, but the first season, other than the finals, was quite
They
shitty.
had good numbers online overall.
Yeah, decent numbers, I guess, but I mean...
But
wasn't
you know
impressed.
what's really going to be big in this and next year?
Tell me.
Hon Tour.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it.
$300,000
Yes.
Nobody's talked about it. I think that's the
Here-
theme.
here-
Apparently, the grand finals in Germany.
Hon Tour.
Wait. Are the grand finals going to be a DreamHack winner?
Let's all
Uh,
play Hon.
Heroes from Europe and Hunter is at DreamHack, yeah.
Yeah. But it's going to be at DreamHack Winter that they're going to have the grand finals.
It's a good question. I don't
That's
know.
a good question. Okay, well that
No
kind
one
of sums
knows
up the whole
anything.
thing
Sorry,
because
it's
there's this
just
whole.
that, you know, I'm not part. I don't work that much with S2 and Han at DreamHack. Yeah. I'm
It's
more
quite
Dota and
fascinating
StarCraft 2
how
focused.
it's
Who
quite
covers it
fascinating
then?
how Han is like really detached from the rest of the esports scene.
It seems like it hasn't. It seems like it's been written off.
Yeah.
Like nobody talks about
But it's
it.
still,
Nobody
like, it's still
really seems
kind
to
of
care.
like growing. They're
The
investing in
problem,
it,
the
it's
problem
weird.
is, it's like the game is still a decent game.
Yes.
The company behind it has made some fucking stupid decisions.
They
Not
have
as
some
even more so, much more so than Riot. But soon, soon,
What is Apollo
I
tweeting?
tell you, soon.
Not the
and
fuck.
that's what will happen to that as an esports. People still play it, and it still makes money. And
Let's see.
Soon Tour was unfortunately the late tour, and it won't get much exposure, but it is still a good amount of money. So,
It's good.
It's a crazy amount of money.
It's yeah, exactly that. It's insane,
What are they
but
called?
it still gets
Season
quite a lot
one.
of coverage in I believe Taiwan and the Asian states. So I mean, it's working out for them. It just seems like it's just been written off by the Western pro scene.
Yeah, but it's still funny. Like I said it so many times before, but I mean, the DreamHack crowd, fucking love Heroes of New Earth. I mean, they had the longest queue for their final Dream Arena Extreme.
You said League of Legends had the longest queue.
No, they had the biggest crowd, but the longest queue was Heroes of New Earth.
What did that mean? Like there were just longer people in the Heroes of New Earth queue? Because if they have the biggest crowd in League of Legends, but the longest queue in Heroes of New Earth...
Yeah, but Hon maybe had a smaller room.
No, it was the same venue.
Your statistics are bollocks.
That's just how it was.
Yeah. In Planet Hellspawn.
People still play it too. Walking around DreamHack, at least the last event, there were so many people who had it up on their monitors. Like,
I mean, Heroes of Europe have always been big in Sweden and still are. So
it very well may change though. However, once Dota 2 goes live, that's kind of the thing. They have to compete with League of Legends and
or
Dota
especially
2
like
still.
League of Legends has taken such a big market. So of course, I mean, what did you say? 32 million
active accounts, 70 million
accounts.
I mean, how many gamers are there on the world?
For what game we're talking about?
PC gamers.
No, console
Ten.
first, right?
PC
Console
gamers.
first, right?
10 gamers.
Yeah, 10.
I mean, League is so big.
How big is it, Hellspawn?
32 million active players.
Apparently, which is insanity. On a monthly basis, you have to say. On a monthly basis, 32 million.
I think it's 3.5 million on a daily basis, or something like
They
that.
said
Concurrent.
they said 3 million concurrent players,
Oh, okay.
and shit, where was
I
it?
don't know.
I had the article up, but yeah.
So the Hon Tour, let's just talk about it, just give it a bit of light. Do you think it would do any good for Hon in an esport? You know, Fnatic basically said Dota is a better game. And that was Fnatic with the premier
Officially,
Hon
they
team.
stated Dota is a better game than
That's
Hon.
what they said to me.
To you?
They were at
No, they told
Valencia.
everyone.
Who said that?
Fnatic. They said Dota is a better game. The players that were there were like
you're
Dota
talking
is
about
better. As in, yeah.
I mean, shit, you got pros from all scenes. LOL pros are even saying the same thing.
Maybe Notel likes Hon.
But still,
I don't know
think
which
that
one of
Test
them
is
told
playing
me.
Hon. Like I know that Test is still streaming and playing Hon. So I mean, he was still one of the biggest one, both in Brood War and in Stark. Any
They could be
But the
fighting to
thing
go
is, it's
back.
like, what do you think it's going to do for Hon? What is this 300,000 going to do?
No idea.
Where are they,
I think-
where are they
I think-
spending it? Where are
no,
they?
but I
Where's the
think
promotion?
it's a reason. Like, of course, they need to have a big prize pool to attract teams to actually play the game. When you have League of Legends having 2 million as the final, of course, if you are a good player, you would go where the money are.
Yeah.
And now they actually have a reason to stay with Han because they most likely love to play Han.
Yeah.
And I think that for those players who still enjoy play Han more than Dota, they don't have a reason now to go to Dota 2 just to play the international next year.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It probably does keep their current player base of people who want to enjoy the competitive side, but I don't think it's going to grow them.
No.
I mean, it seems like they have a good system. They have all these different layers, more or less like the StarCraft 2 ladder, and you have like ways to enter the tournament in many ways. So it looks.
I think
Newman?
that this is just going to be it's going to drop off, and essentially the Han players and the LoL players are seeing that it takes quite a good bit of time to get used to Dota 2, especially after seeing how well Fnatic has done recently. So, considering how well Fnatic has done in the Dota 2 scene, they got bitch slapped around by virtually everybody. So now,
Yar.
So now, are we going to see a big exodus from Han after this? Is this Han's last hurrah? And are we going to see teams make that commitment to the other games now after this? That is the question.
Anyone listening to him?
Go fuck yourself, James. Go fuck yourself. You take a fucking ram or whatever the fuck, a bottle. I don't give a shit, but shove it the fuck up your ass.
Semmler, I don't like to do what you like to do in your spare
Go
time.
fuck yourself, you stupid cunt.
Dude, I was looking at this lovely picture of you. I
That
wasn't
was
listening.
so
And then
good.
those two weren't listening, and I was like, was anyone listening to him?
That was like 2
I was
weeks.
like, is anybody
It's like 2 weeks of building.
is anybody listening to?
It's quite good.
It was good actually. It was really good.
Sorry, was he talking then? Were you,
Yeah.
Well, oh, hey,
Yeah, cool.
Oh, you
having fun? Cool,
your lips are moving, but I don't hear. It must be his microphone. I think his microphone broke.
Why did it flip?
I think it was like 2-3 weeks of having small things that James does and says, and then
I'm beginning deja vu. We've seen this before.
he was called Matt Ryder at that time, though.
No. We've seen it before in some other show.
But hasn't everybody been mocking Semmler over this show?
Was I
They've been
mocking him
like,
earlier?
tweeting from his Twitter, saying stuff in his chat, and now James went bananas with him.
No, I literally, I was like,
I like how you position yourself in the middle. That's
yeah, man. It's
Like
a
natural
shit.
thing to do.
But I was just gonna say because you guys just didn't even respond. Are you coming on the show, Colin?
Are you also joining the ESL? What the fuck?
Alright.
You're allowed to wear a ESL shirt like that? Oh my god.
So, welcome to the final part of the show. We're joined by a special guest, Sean Clark, which is our StarCraft 2 expert. And, of course, we'll be talking to Sean just a little bit about what's going on in StarCraft 2, anything that we should watch out for or look forward to upcoming this weekend. And before we leave,
DreamHack Bucharest.
yeah, that's the big one. Expectations on the favourites?
I don't know really. It can go either way. It's an open
Bring Semmler
tournament.
back.
It's an open tournament.
He's so fucking good, that guy. You know, Sean, he's so
It's the
good.
best StarCraft.
Well,
ever.
I mean, I saw an empty slot and I just couldn't jump. I couldn't not jump at the opportunity to jump in the empty slot.
Have you been winding up
That's the
Semmler
potential.
on chat the whole show? Because he just flipped at me.
You topped it over the edge. You pushed him off the cliff.
I thought he was in a capsule.
Well,
He fell down from space and crashed into the earth.
all right. Well, it's definitely me and Adabisi that took him to the cliff, but you pushed him off it.
He's giving you.
Poor Semmler.
I didn't know what James did. I just saw you left, so I instantly came down. What did you do to piss him off?
I asked if anyone was listening to him
Oh.
in a derogatory way. Because these two were just staring down at the screen, and I was looking at a funny picture.
What picture were you looking at? The Pirates of the Caribbean picture. That's a good picture. Yes, I'm not joining ESL. I just
I
happen
have
to
one
have.
of those. I liked it.
I just happen to have that T-shirt on. It's the one when they were sponsored by Adidas.
Yeah, no, I got one from Joe Miller, so I
Glory days.
like it.
Yo Miller.
Yeah, he gave me one at one event.
Love that guy.
But
If you met Joe Miller,
There's been a lot of funny pictures, James, in this chat.
but Apollo, just one serious question.
Yeah, sure.
Who's the best in the world in StarCraft 2 now? It's like
Who's-
I give you a free option. Is
Alright.
it MVP?
I
Is
was
it
gonna
Tasia? Or is it Rain?
It's MVP.
MVP?
Yeah, absolutely. Rain was probably the best at the time, and then MVP showed him who was the best.
And you say that from one game because they faced.
It wasn't one game;
It's
it was a
always the
best
same
of
thing, that
five.
people change their opinions and
One
the best
match,
every
okay.
week. It's like, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, MVP's always been the best. There's always
Yes.
been the circle of. There's always been the cloud around him that's been saying like, well, you know, I don't think MVP's got it anymore. But he always comes back. He's a four-time
He's a
champion.
champion.
4 times.
Mate, he's a
Almost
champion.
5 if he wins this next one.
People
Imagine
are
that.
calling you a noob because he cheesed them apparently.
It wasn't cheese. They don't know what they're talking about. It's my turn to start talking to the chat.
Apollo, you should make a set. You have a new show, right? Or like you're doing YouTubes.
Yeah.
You should have a 15 part of what's cheese and what's not cheese.
No.
No, that's boring. Come on, Hellspawn.
No.
Give me better ideas
If
than that.
you're an expert in analysis, you should be able to analyze if it's a cheese or not a cheese.
That's what you call the show. Cheese or not a cheese?
So people get to send in their replay saying, hey, I think I got cheesed. Hey, Apollo.
And you have a stamp, not a cheese.
You'll be like, you'll be like,
That's really it's brilliant.
you'll be like Judge Judy or something.
Cheese or no cheese?
Judge
Got your
Paul.
slot back. You'll come back. You can get back at James.
I think what could top this is like if Semmler come in and just pounce down James.
I'm afraid that one day he will like a power drill or something, or like a chainsaw. It's like
Yeah.
walks in.
Yeah,
Talk
man.
into the microphone, Trans.
Like, yeah.
The other.
Outdoor Semmler. You don't want to say stuff that pisses him off.
Oh,
Crash
yes.
and burn,
Just-
James.
it's just
Crash and
dangerous.
burn.
I mean, you'd have to be crazy to say something like that. Anyway, guys, so finish off the show. Ready?
Obi just texted me a show idea. Counseling sessions with Tugud
Yeah.
because your troubles.
Yeah, I'm a great counsellor. Hellspawn, thanks for coming in today.
What is that? Honestly,
I don't know.
Sorry.
Apollo, you're filling in my role pretty good.
Is that the young guy? No, I don't get it. Yeah.
All right. So, Hellspawn, thanks for coming in today. You enjoyed the show. Well, we'll see you. You're off tomorrow to Bucharest, so good luck with the event.
Thank you.
And people watch that. Newman.
Huh?
Goodbye.
I just saw the picture. Goodbye.
It's a good
And
picture.
thanks for filling in, Apollo.
No, you're welcome. It's when I see a weakness in the team, I'm keen to jump in.
Yeah, and I definitely should be. I'd be a very good counsellor. And in fact, just to finish off the show, I will apologise. Semmler, I am sorry. Sorry, you're a fucking pussy.